Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
How's everyone doing?
So good.
Good. Sorry about that. I was to keep the cameras in their place, I need it all in like alphabetical order. And for some reason, it was pushing Shane after Sam, even though H came first. And I was like, why? That doesn't make any sense. It's because if you have streamer mode on, it makes your name your first letter plus ellipsis. So it was silly as hell. So that technically was before Shane's name. So fixed it. There
Shane
you go.
should be after Sam though. That's alphabetical.
You're called Strippin though on Discord. So
Dude has no brand identity, dude. It's
it's just there now. Well, welcome out everybody to episode 32. You might notice that Shane is not here. Unfortunately, Shane is currently in the process of moving, so he won't be here for today's episode. Maybe not next week's episode either. So it's down to the party if we do get into any combat scenarios. It depends where you guys go. To Jaeger, Shane.
Started throwing
You got scared?
hands.
Desmond got real scared.
Yeah, he ran away.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really easy.
Desmond hid in a corner.
It's
the
one of
whole
those
time.
difficult times where
All that character development out the fucking window, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, you can make him do anything there. You can drink liquids, start killing random people, go full
He
murder
just
hobo.
gets drunk. We're like, oh, we don't know, man.
Yeah.
You figured out a way to drink.
But there you go. We got Shane missing for a little bit, so once he gets back, he can dive straight back into things. But otherwise, a full house. Before we get started with Dungeons and Dragons, everyone, does anyone have anything they wish to shout out?
Dude, I learned automatons have to breathe underwater.
Automatons?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Which
Wow,
ones?
why?
They have to constantly output like a magic ventilation, which counts as breath.
Otherwise, they would be
Ah.
like,
They have to con save like everyone else.
Warforged
We're gonna have to check and see if
Yeah.
fucking
Warforged.
we gotta
I'm gonna
redo
have a
last
head.
week
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
We just gotta redo
So
it
what
all.
I'm saying is we just kill him off.
Yeah, you're right. No, wait, hold on a second. No, they have constructive resilience. You don't need to eat, drink, or breathe.
Oh my god.
Damn,
Oh,
what is
what
as
is
easy as he fucking breathes.
What is the
dude.
truth?
My God.
Oh,
I can't handle it.
I can't
So-
handle it.
It's too much.
Whoever told you that lied.
Info.
Yeah, whoever told you that lied. You.
Jeremy Crawford.
The book told me.
Which book?
The good book.
Were you reading iRobot again? Were you
I
reading
read the Bible
iRobot?
and it told me.
Just reading random
Is
book of
iRobot
robots.
a book?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
automaton propaganda.
I think so, right? iRobot was a book first, yeah.
Was it?
Wasn't it?
It feels. That feels
That's
plausible.
definitely a book.
I know I Am
book
Legend
movie.
was a book. I don't know about iRobot.
Wait, what is a book movie?
iRobot. iRobot's got to be a book
iRobot?
beforehand. No? It feels like a
Watch
book
your
movie.
face.
I know it's people are saying Isaac Asimov.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that
it is a
tracks.
book.
I thought. Yeah. I Am Legend is a book. You're correct about that. That's a shout out I Am Legend. All
Other
right. Well, if anyone's
books
got
are
anything else to
available.
shout out, now's the time. Otherwise, we can dive into some D&D.
I got 17 stitches. If you notice it on my hand, don't freak out.
Shout it out to.
Are we allowed to ask what
Show us,
happened?
show us,
Or-
coward.
Okay.
Look at that.
Damn.
Goddamn
A mason
knowledge.
jar exploded in my hand while I was trying to shut the lid on it, and it lacerated me 2 huge lacerations. I had to call 911 and get an ambulance. I live alone. I was really scared I was gonna die. So,
Oh my god.
So now
I
you
know,
have
it was
to
very
talking faster.
traumatizing weekend. Yeah.
She showed me the
But I'm
picture
here,
of
I
prior,
lived,
and it
bitch.
is bad. It was
It's fucked.
crazy. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Mason
It was an
jars, not
adventure.
even once.
Yeah. This is my first time getting stitches too, so I went hard. I was like, you know
Yeah.
what?
If you're gonna
If
do
you're
it,
gonna get him, you know what I mean?
yeah,
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 right?
exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
If you're gonna
That's
get him,
probably
get a
like your
lengthy
life quota
surgery.
now.
Yeah,
bother.
exactly. Exactly.
Well, we're glad you're okay.
Me too.
You said that sort of like
Yeah, no, I lied.
you
I
were
lied.
just saying
That's
it
what
to
you're
say,
asking. Yeah, I lied.
like you
Yeah.
weren't really glad. You were just like,
Like, damn it.
oh well, yeah, we're glad.
Yeah.
It was like,
He
yeah.
actually he
Thoughts
sent
and
me the
prayers.
faulty mason
Yeah,
jar.
yeah, I
hoping
planned it.
would-
Now that I
It's a
think
joke
about
jar.
And I
it-
said,
Bree's gonna love this
open this with your
prank.
mouth, and she just completely ignored it.
Can I ask?
Exactly.
Were any of you guys like party enough people that you would know how to open a Bebo without
teeth?
a bottle opener?
Oh God, the fucking.
I
I tried it, but it hurt.
Hitting it. Yeah.
No,
hit
Pam
it.
does that.
I feel like that's
that
rad
hurts.
every time until the one time one of your teeth does crack.
True.
And that's the
Yeah,
worst day of
yeah.
your fucking life.
True.
I'm gonna try it on the
It's
edge
never
of the
happened.
table. That
I believe
seems
in you.
normal.
Let's go.
Although
I've
I have to.
done Edge of Table.
Yeah, Edge of Terror was good. Edge of Terror was good. Did you fail it?
It feels like that was a
Wait,
no.
why are you risking this?
For
You just
years,
heard
that
you
was
just heard
not
a
enough
terrifying
for us.
glass
Yeah.
story.
Hold on. The angle was also off.
Sam,
You
you
don't-
need to get up there
wait,
and
wait,
do
wait,
it.
wait, wait,
I just
wait,
heard about
wait.
how glass destroyed your
Yeah,
hand,
don't do
dude.
this. Don't do this, especially
Don't
live.
do this on
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. I believe in you.
Don't you
You're
want
not
Sam, stop it.
scars?
Stop it. Psycho.
Don't you want matching stitches?
Wait, what bowl do you want
That's
me to
just
Go get some
cracks in
bottles.
half.
Let's
Wait,
see
what
who
ball
can
do you
do,
want me
like,
to
the trick
open?
best.
It's a beer bottle.
It's a,
How
I
hard do you
have
have
to-
to hit it?
Chat,
Pretty hard.
Not
don't
that I'm
mess
doing
around
it.
with
The
glass.
angle.
you're gonna
Don't
damage
mess
it.
around with glass.
Look, Sam's gonna go up and do it.
It's on his way.
So
Does a sword
today,
work
someone's
like it
gonna have to
does with a
Jaeger
champagne
Sam or
bottle?
Dodger in the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
This is crazy.
This
No,
is
he's
so
gonna
funny.
come save her. He's
Sam's
gonna
gonna come
do
in.
it.
He's gonna take
He's
the
gonna
bottles,
no.
crack one
he's
open,
gonna be like,
put it
"It's
down.
Crack it
Twist
open
off.
with his
Chip up
teeth,
Yeah.
and one of his teeth is gonna
Yeah.
explode.
He's gonna
Either
have
way,
to
one of
go
us is
to the
dead.
ER.
you know?
Yeah.
How did you look
so
at
sorry.
How did you look at Bree's like warning story about glass, and then go, I'm gonna fuck around.
Hey, by the way, guys,
My wife.
Maybe she has better luck. She's
Yeah, maybe.
gonna.
I am
Wait.
severely unlucky.
He's
so.
doing it off stream.
Are you? Like,
Oh, wait.
are you?
Oh.
on
I
lucky?
am. I'm really
I
clumsy.
think he just did it like he
so-
was nothing with his teeth.
No, he
Oh my
actually just used a
God.
beer opener.
Yeah,
he winked at me and was like, "Tell them I did it with my teeth."
Oh shit. Well.
Great, thanks, guys.
That was a good shout out. See,
Anytime.
that was a good shout. We have a recap. Let's play some Dungeons and Dragons. Who would like to
Yeah.
read from the recap?
From the recap, or just like
Who
parts
all
of the
has
campaign, or
read
like
the
whole
recap?
thing?
The
I did
recap.
it last
What
week.
the fuck?
The read cap.
And Tomato had to do it.
I,
Yeah,
had
of
to do, I
course.
was made to do it.
You
okay?
can volunteer if you like tomorrow, but if you'd like to,
Nah, I got a couple more weeks to chill, dude. I'm
Yeah.
I can do it.
okay, let's hear it.
Okay. Rumor has it, we were last found exploring the many portals of the Bag of Holding, trying to find our way to the source of treasure at its core. We journeyed through the Underdark, a pirate ship battle, deep underwater, and eventually to a vault dedicated to the Bagman. Within this vault, we found our competition had been eaten by the very drake they used to sniff out the fortune. After killing it with a spectator companion we found along the way, we were allowed to keep the hoard of gold, and were tasked by a servant of the Bagman to hunt down creatures known as baglings that were imprisoned here and had fled with the many items that were once here.
On top of that, the bag tender offered you all a choice, and the choice was stitch or seam.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
That's
You
right.
can go last.
I kind of forgot
Oh, wait,
to
no, I knew
remind
what I
you guys.
wanted. Never
Okay.
mind.
Those two choices were Stitch, the ability to attune to one additional item at the same time, a fourth additional item for most of you, but it had to be uncommon, the fourth one. The other option was choose one class feature that gives you up to your proficiency bonus, or up to your spellcasting modifier, and add a +1 ability to it. +1 to that ability. Which is any ability up to the level you're at now. You can't choose a future ability.
We switch
So,
it later.
Just like so I understand this,
Mhm.
I couldn't do like my surgical dice because that's proficiency bonus plus a thing, right? Like I have to.
How's
do
it worded?
something That's. You have a number of surgical dice equal to 1 plus your proficiency bonus.
That'd be 2 plus your proficiency bonus.
Okay.
Essentially, you get a +1 used to one of your class abilities, whatever it may be. For example, if you had, if it said you can do this ability up to your proficiency bonus, it can be up to your proficiency bonus +1, or up to a charisma modifier +1.
I mean, if that's allowed, that's the one I'm gonna do.
Okay, that would be one of the seams. I should also say, I mean, you guys already have been playing with most of the tools from the new book coming out, but at some point we will integrate all of the new stuff as it gets revealed. So you get choice between that as well. So that will also help with your class stuff. And if there is something along those lines, if there's any one there, you can kind of alter it to that at the time. So I don't mind that either. But ahead of you,
So we can hold on to it.
sort of. If you choose something for now, I'll allow you to alter it if when you change your class. If you go, okay, I want the 2024 version. But you're like, oh,
And
there's
there's
another
a new option.
Yeah, I don't mind you swapping out for one of those at that time.
Cool.
But it would still be everything below 6 and below. So, can we?
We can't switch once we got it, right? It's like
Nope, once
got
you get it,
you're
it's locked in.
That's the only one.
Yeah, that's why it's balanced
gonna-
against an uncommon 4th item.
I'm gonna do +1 to my alter spell.
Okay.
So
Carlisle chooses, and you can see the way it manifests itself is the seam. You can see that the bag kind of comes over towards you, and kind of in the air, you see this almost like arcane, like needles that kind of twitch around and kind of almost seep into you, and you don't feel any different. But it's almost like a little magic just entered into you. Van der Vol would step forward and go, "Oh, give me the stitch. Yep, I want another magical item." And you can see as they kind of creates almost like a patch in the air, and it kind of applies and like soaks in, almost like fading into his skin. Yeah. Hopefully you didn't just curse me. No, that's good. That's good. The spectator would look across and say, "Seam." And it comes across. You see kind of the patch kind of enter into his skin at the bottom, mesh with him. Desmond will obviously hold off on his because he says, and it, fill in the gap. Until next time.
Language.
He says it in binary.
Baby. I'm gonna sit on mine, I think, because we might be adjusting stuff with Bard.
Okay.
Right.
Morgane will say, Stitch. Please.
Stitch
Yeah.
comes over. For this patch seep into you. So, Tech, if you're going to be sitting on it, it's going to have to be a seam. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So yours would be a seam. You just haven't technically decided which one.
I wanted it to be a seam. Yeah.
All eyes turn to V.
I want to pull my co-players who have more familiarity with Barbarian. Do we think one additional attunement? I don't think I'm currently attuned to anything, right? So maybe just get the +1 rage per long rest.
+1 is rage a proficiency thing, or is it a flat?
I think it's a flat.
Because I think it's flat.
Oh,
so
okay.
You don't gain unless your subclass features use proficiency bonus.
I don't think it I don't think it does.
Because you're not going to get much
From the
from
seam.
anything unless there's a subclass feature for you.
Okay, let me just double check. Joe, do you remember off the top of your head?
Just looking at now for you.
Okay, thank you.
Your level 6 doesn't. No. And then your level 3 doesn't. So you have no benefit from it based on that. New Barbarian
so
might. I can't remember off the top of my head.
So should I just do Stitch for now then? And if we find out something about New Barbarian?
Yeah, I mean, more attunement slots is always
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because you're not
It's not
attuned
like the
to
other one's
things
bad,
now
right?
doesn't mean
Like,
you're
yeah.
later.
Wrong with
True.
that.
Once you get
Very
more
true,
magic
very
items
true.
flowing in, which will happen,
Very
you'll,
true.
you'll have more room to breathe.
Perfect. Okay, sounds good.
Comes over, does the motion. If you find all of them, a gift will be given to you from my master. Do you need a way out of here?
We actually have our own way out, but thank you. That's kind of you to ask.
Hey, well. And you see him kind of look towards the ground and split some of the hardened light and slip through and kind of disappear under the ground, almost like a worm burrowing. And then it seals over.
Well, unexpected.
Yeah. Y'all ready to head back home then? I don't exactly want to keep on talking here.
The spectator kind of looks at
Yeah.
you. Before you go, though, my share.
Yep. Well, we didn't like cover the like how much gold there actually was, but I think our plan was not to kill this guy. It was like such an insane amount of money that the split didn't really matter.
The payout was still huge. Yeah.
Also, I don't think we need another enemy.
Yeah, I
Random
know.
enemy
Yeah,
monster.
if we could
For
actually
sure.
be
They're
sure
gonna
that
make
we
a
would-
union, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we each got what?
We split it
we
up.
did the math. 1594 gold. So with him included in the split, and
We all had
Vanderbilt, right?
1594.
Yeah,
1594. Dang.
I think
All
so.
of it'll
Isn't
go
that
to
what we
medical
said?
Hell
supply.
yeah.
We each get 1594. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that includes Vanderbilt and the Spectator.
Damn.
That was divided by 8.
That's nice.
Sorry, it's actually. Hold on, let me look it up. It's actually 1594 and some silver and 5 silver.
Oh, thank you.
Thank God.
That could be the difference between a nice
It's true.
sleep and a bad sleep.
That's true.
Something, I don't know.
That's what they say. Exactly that.
They say it exactly like that.
Yeah.
In which case, the way you see the spectator, because, I mean, it's really the only thing he's got, he scoops it up into his lower jaw and kind of holds it in his mouth. And you can see it kind of protrudes it slightly and goes, a pleasure.
Oh.
2 things before you go. I should have asked before you picked up your gold. One, it's funnier if I make Joe make that face though. You said you were interested in knowledge. I'm wondering about maybe a trade of some sort. Have you heard of anyone named Sarath by any chance? That's the name from. Do you want me to paste it for you?
You're referring to the Dreamborn?
No.
No,
I'm not gonna
Sarath,
paste
you are referring to.
Pasted.
Okay.
Might as well ask.
Yes. Okay.
He's just drooling with gold coming out as he's thinking about whether or not he knows him.
I'm gonna roll something. I do not, however. The name is not lost on me entirely. The Archmage I used to serve often had discoveries of a time of stars. I believe the caster comes from that time. And you can see he floats. If there's no further business, I'll be on my way. Floats straight back towards the portal into his realm. It fades. Okay. Well, hey. Not too bad. Do I still get a 1/7 of all of the cut from every one of those baglings you kill? You know, because...
Are you going to be there for every
Yeah,
one
will
of
you
the
be
baglings we kill?
participating in those?
Oh, absolutely not. This was all dangerous enough for me.
Then no.
Then no.
This just seems a little... All right, okay. All right.
You're more than welcome to come, though.
Absolutely not.
Whenever we do find one.
Although I'll be there to
You sh-
buy them off of you, or perhaps sell them on your behalf and, take a large sum.
Right, you just mark it up, right? So
Absolutely.
that's your cut.
So that is your cut, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose so. Well, I mean, hey. We've done one very valuable thing here today together, haven't we? We stuck it to Argonaut. You know?
Yes.
So,
That is exactly what we set out to do, right? That was
From the beginning, from the get-go.
overarching goal.
his stupid
Right.
idea failed him, and my idea worked in the end. I mean, it wasn't the cleanest. It took us a while to get here, but we got here.
Well, you didn't pick any of the. You didn't try to steer it, did you?
Well, I knew which way was the right way from the beginning. I was just letting you guys explore. Should we get back? Because this place, if that portal closes off, we're trapped here forever, and quite frankly, I would get sick of you.
Mm.
All right.
All right. Yeah, Carlisle will toss it down. I think he was carrying the
You are.
backup bag.
It twists and turns, and your way home is in front of you. He would step in through
Comes
first,
in.
and the moment you go through, you end right back up inside the spell counter. You see the portal, assuming everyone's coming through. You see the portal kind of shimmer and like behind you for the time being. Inside is Jalixa the glowing wrench, and Richard. You can see that Richard is kind of bitten down onto the end of the wrench, and both of his feet, Jalixa's feet, are on the pedestal in the middle, pulling back, trying to pull out of his mouth. He pulls it out as like Richard lets go, and he flings to the ground, tumbles across the floor, gets back up again, and like flicks off some of the saliva. Vanderbilt kind of goes, all right, okay, fantastic. First things first, Jalixa. Well watched. Now, could you, And Jalixa kind of shakes his head. What? Well, give us a moment. We need to talk, okay? You're kind of crowding the place, man. And Jalixa kind of nods and turns and does as he's told, walks outside the door. And
I
close
thought
the
you
door.
said that you were supposed to always put his title after saying his name. Was that a purposeful slight?
It's
Wow.
kind of rude, yes, of me. Sorry, Jalixa the glowing wrench. All right. Okay.
All right.
So, congratulations, you're back. Thanks for the adventure.
Hmm.
You're welcome.
Would you like to spend that gold on anything inside my shop?
Do you have anything new?
Hmm?
Do you have anything new?
Oh, not yet. Soon, though.
We just
I'm
keep
trading with people in
looking
the
at same
Marigold.
things.
Okay.
Right.
Let's take you through the timeline of everything that's happened so far. I was trapped in a moving, polymorphed city or town, and then we went on a road to here. I've got the transmutation table now. I'm going to be working on some stuff for you guys. What I need to know from you is kind of what you're looking for.
What we're looking for? What? What do you mean?
Well, you know, you're adventurers now. You survived the 3 mig mark. You're the real deal. What you need? Like a good
mean,
upfront
what
warrior
are
needs a
your-
shield.
What are your capabilities? I think is also an important detail for us to know.
Right. You have to give us
Transmutation
some sort of
tables are
direction.
fantastic for crafting items. Okay, I can kind of build something out of nothing. I can convert energy into another form. What I can do for each of you is kind of design something that will be harnessed. So eventually, you can empower it yourselves. Has aspects of you involved, you know. So take that sword of you, V. I could probably make that thing so it only gets better as you go. Basically, create almost like a vessel for your future endeavors. Something that
An
really
existing
speaks to you.
item, or you can make one from
Bit of both.
Scratch, what?
If you find yourself, I need a shield, I can make a shield. You say, I need a
gosh.
sword, I can make you a sword. You need a ring, I'll make you a ring. Just make it specified around you.
Above board.
Hmm.
We have a bunch of stuff that needs to be identified, correct?
That's true.
Yeah, can we just have Desmond like?
Can we say like Desmond?
Yes, you can.
Desmond,
Identify
Spend
some
10
stuff,
minutes
please.
after 10 minutes
Ooh.
after 10.
for the next 16 hours, I don't.
We have got.
Fantastic. You weren't going to be busy doing anything else, Desmond.
We've got ourselves, I believe. Before you do that though, he would look over towards you and go, all right, now do me a favor there, Tark. Go ahead and take off that robe of yours.
Okay.
Yeah, because that wasn't a freebie. Also, thanks for not, overusing it. It keeps it pristine. Go hand his hand out.
I handed it over.
Okay, puts it back onto a rack.
Ciao.
All right. You have some of the options here. You've got a ring, a pair of boots, a buckler, a shield. I believe actually you have 2 rings. You have 2 rings. 2 rings,
Yeah.
boots, a shield, a jar of leeches, another jar, similar but a little bit like it's got like a brine in it. A letter that came with the leeches, and then a crumpled parchment piece as well.
Can we read the letters while Desmond is identifying the things attached to them?
You can indeed. This letter in particular is attached to the 2 sets of leeches.
I guess I'll read it. Sharp's loyals, you are tasked with retrieving me a humanoid host of average intellect. The subject will be agreed upon by myself or my apprentice, Alaskus. If they are not deemed suitable, you are to dispose of them and retrieve a new one. Once acquired and delivered to me, you are to venture into the Underdark and retrieve a tadpole belonging to an illithid. However this is achieved is subject to your own discretion. Once acquired, immediately place it into the amber jar containing caustic brine and mix in substance B. Once this is achieved, return it to my domicile and you will be paid in full. If any of these conditions are not met, payment will not be provided to Sharp's loyals or representatives thereof, nor will compensation be provided for lost expenses subject to the discretion of the East Brew Guild of Alchemy under watch of Master Relk. If these terms are agreeable, sign on behalf of your team below. Decef Jun of the Loyals, signed Master Pulvincius Relch.
Gross.
Pulvincius Relch.
Pulvinicus, sorry. Pulvinicus.
Oh, Vinicus, yeah.
Damn, dude.
Good thing he didn't hear you. He might be really upset.
All right. Well, that's gross.
The other one was attached to the pirates. And this one has some words on the back. But this is what this one looks like.
On the back of the parchment, these words stain the page with ink. Follow the tunnel that screams the loudest and come out where ash meets sand. Where the sun kisses petals that burn its lips, beneath lonely tree, there our treasure be. Oh, look at that whole treasure map.
Oh.
Yes,
For an island we will likely never find because we have no idea where we even were when we got it.
I'd remember it if I saw it.
You remember
You
that
can
patch
roll
of,
checks, by the way.
of oceans?
Sure.
That patch of just endless
Open water.
seas
Sort
out
of
there.
gets a feeling.
Roll a check to see if we know
where
what this
north
where this
is
island
and,
is.
You know.
Yep.
When, yeah.
Go ahead if you would like to work it out. Anyone who's looked at some cartography, it is going to be an intelligence check. If you have navigator's tools, you can add those.
I
13
do
for
not.
Carlisle.
Dirty 20.
I'm not rolling.
Okay.
Me neither.
What is map?
Oh, gee. Indrasa, I'll give you this hint. This is in Hyloma. And on the main page where you see the main map, if you find an island that has the similar shape, you likely have found the treasure island.
Oh.
Oh
And you
my
can mark
god.
it.
I think I see it. This is a couple that are kind of like it. Is it
My map is
possible this
tiny. I'll
island
have
is
to
going to
look
be
on it.
rotated slightly? Or is this...
I'll give you, because you had dirty 20, no.
okay.
Oh.
I didn't see it.
All right. Let's see. Okay.
And I'll also say it's probably not going to be in the northern half because of the fact that it's quite colder and drearier up there. This is likely to be a beached island in the southern half of the map.
Is it that one,
I
guys?
think- yeah,
Guys,
I
is
thought
it that one?
might be it.
The little guy down there?
Yeah, I see that little guy.
He's like a little
It's a
crumb.
little guy.
It's a little guy.
It fits the rotation.
It does.
Mhm. It does. There's a few
He's a
that are shaped like that.
contender.
I also
though.
see one over here on Horizon's Rest. That's not... It's a little bit weirder shaped, though.
I see what you're talking about.
I guess we have to detour our entire adventure to go look for this.
Yeah.
place. Someone else can.
That's the responsible thing to do.
Okay.
Those are your two letters, though. You have the leeches, the tadpole, the two rings, the buckler, and the boots. Who would like to do what?
I just read a lot of letters, guys.
I'll read something.
yeah.
Toss it at me.
Okay, we'll go. We can go top to bottom. Sure, I'll give you the ring of wind.
Okay. This ring makes you fart. Why does it say that?
What?
This is why Tomato was reading.
All right. This
She
ring
has
is
an
made
injury.
of.
Be nice.
Yeah, come on.
Okay, that injured me.
I'm lashing out because I'm in pain. Okay. This ring is made of magical wind. While wearing this ring, you can use it to cast the elemental wall spell associated its material, wind wall.
With this material. Yeah,
Did I read that wrong?
No. It's because it's
Typo?
yeah, typo.
Okay. When the ring is used in this way, it can't be used again until the following dawn. The wall created by the ring is always in a 15-foot radius circle centered around you. The wall is 15 feet high and 1 foot thick. The wall has a spell save DC of 14. Sometimes you just need some me time in the thick of combat. So
Yeah,
true.
Right?
That's cool.
That's too
So if
shabby.
you're in like a
Alright.
fucked up situation, that would be good to use. If you're like low HP, potentially about to die. Cool.
Does it
What's
say there was one important thing because it's a concentration spell that doesn't have concentration as a result of it being a item. Can you end the effect at will? Because otherwise, this is as much so a help you like.
Yes, you
item
can.
as
You can end
a
it.
kill
You can end it at
item.
will.
You can end it at will. Okay, that's good. Cool.
The next one is mammoth boots.
Look at him.
Scary fucking. Jesus.
Whoa. Here, I'll read two because Tomato read two, right? Wondrous item, uncommon. These magical boots are akin to the feet of a mighty mammoth. Your weight is considered to be 50 pounds heavier while wearing these boots, and whenever you're pushed against your will, the distance you're moved is reduced by 5 feet. In addition, while wearing these boots, you ignore difficult terrain caused by snow or ice. Stand your ground. That's cool.
They're so cute.
Yeah, they're like Uggs.
Either, so
Fantasy Uggs.
good for one of the frontliners to just
Yeah.
be heavier.
Yeah,
Mhm,
right.
Not too many either.
For sure.
Next up is the battle chef buckler.
that.
Okay.
Armor, shield, uncommon. This small shield is the repurposed pot lid of a famous adventuring chef. While wielding the shield, you have advantage on saving throws to resist or avoid taking fire damage. In addition, if you place the shield face down over a pot or a similar vessel that's holding no more than 2 gallons of a water-based liquid inside, the vessel and its liquid comes to a rolling boil after 10 minutes. You got blood on my apron. Gross.
I love this. So dungeon meshy is what it reminds me of immediately. One of the characters in that uses his pot as a shield, which is great.
Nice.
Yeah.
And the final of the rings is Basco's handy bangle.
Okay.
Oh,
I
that's
guess we're
pretty.
doing 2. Wondrous item, rare. It is pretty. This shiny platinum bangle is inlaid with arcane runes that seem to be written by different hands. Labels can be read behind each of the adorning runes on the inside of the bangle. As an action, you can touch one of the runes and say the command phrase, "I can do this," to gain proficiency in the rune's associated tool for the next 24 hours. The rune glows with arcane energy while in effect. Once a rune is activated in this way, it can't be activated again until 1d4 days have passed. There are 10 runes on the bangle that can be activated in this way. Alchemist supplies, carpenter's tools, cook's utensils, leatherworker's tools, smith's tools, tinker's tools, instruments, drum, flute, lute, lyre, navigator's tools, thieves' tools, and vehicles, brackets, water. If you're already proficient with any of these tools, your proficiency bonus is doubled for any ability checks you make that use the tool while the rune is active.
That's cool.
Bosco, the retired wizard of the North, decided to spend his later years developing the trades of the common man. Thinking himself rather clever, he purchased the various tools he considered simple. A week later, the wizard, in a crazed frenzy of frustration, had proceeded to accidentally break 3 fingers, pinch his eyebrows, poison himself, stick his favorite robe to the desk, and jam every lock in his home with picks. He decided he would stick with what he knew, which was magic, and use the knowledge of others instead when he needed it.
That's so good.
It's cute.
Okay. 2 more items. I want to get these ones.
I'll do another.
I'll give you another.
Okay.
There you go.
You have
Settled.
4 of these dried leeches in the jar.
All right. This leech has been dried and imbued with a mote of animating magic. If you hit a creature with a ranged attack roll using this ammunition, the leech springs to life and sinks its teeth into the target, dealing 1d4 piercing damage at the start of each of the target's turns. If the leech deals at least 10 damage or the target dies, the leech falls off. A creature, including the target, can use its action to detach the leech. Once a leech is no longer attached to its target, the leech dies and is no longer magical. So we have 4 of those. Nice.
I throw up.
Yeah.
And
so
similarly,
pretty gross.
this is a dried mind flare tadpole in the similar vein.
This leech has been pickled, dried, and encrusted in a magical amber. If you hit a creature with a ranged attack roll using this ammunition, the tadpole springs to life and sinks its teeth into the target, siphoning 1 intelligence and dealing 2d6 psychic damage at the start of each of the target's turns.
Oh,
If
wow.
the target dies, the leech falls off. However, if the leech consumes 4 intelligence, it drops off and morphs into an intellect devourer sworn to protect the creature with the highest intelligence that it can see. A creature can use its action to detach the leech, dealing 2d6 psychic damage to the target. If the target attempts to do this, they must first make a DC 17 intelligence saving throw or cannot spend their action attempting to remove it. Once the leech is no longer attached with target, the leech dies and is no longer magical.
Wow.
Sorry, I just thought intellect devourer pet and got very excited.
Yeah, totally.
If you manage to pull
but
this off,
what
you
if
get
you're
that.
not the
Funny.
smartest person in the room?
Yeah, what if you're not
That's
the
also
smartest
part of
person?
it,
Oh,
yeah.
think of the ego
You
hit.
stick it on
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
else that's not one of us.
Yeah, but
let
what if
it
that? What
consume
if
4
like the person
intelligence.
that's like fighting us like with them is smarter than
Is
you?
smarter.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Not gonna happen.
Risky. Not gonna happen.
I'm not worried.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, if you get that off, if you are the smartest person in the room, if you do get the 4 intelligence siphoned, you will have a permanent intellect devour pet until it dies.
It's like
And
hopping around behind you.
it will fall
Locals
in.
run from you in terror.
So you go through all of those, uncut those items. Feel free to distribute as you wish.
Wait.
I mean, I'll hang on to the ammunition types for now, and then I can talk to Shane about it.
Yeah,
If one of us wants one or the other.
Mm-hmm. Good
I
idea.
think so. Should we just wait? I mean, we know where Vanderbilt is, and he'll buy them, right?
Yeah.
So
None of this stuff is attunement, so everyone should just take what they like. Honestly.
Yeah. So unattuned.
I think that as far as the Basco's thing is concerned, artificers already get that huge proficiency. Like they can become proficient in almost any.
Yes, they get up to
Tools
I
6
can-
by the end. Mhm.
I can also
Oh, yeah, not
change
yet, too.
mine on a long rest.
I could benefit because I don't have proficiency in thieves' tools yet. That would put my thieves' tools up to like insane
lot.
psychopathic levels. I'd get like a plus 17 on that shit if I used it.
Mhm.
We could also just have that be like no one has to attune to it. So you just
Oh, I was
hold
gonna
on to
say
it
it's not
for
attunement. You could
one
literally just give it to
Yeah.
True,
someone and be
true.
like, yeah.
Either V or Morgan should definitely take the boots.
Mm.
I have no clue how to use. I don't think anyone here can really use a shield to begin with, or would want to benefit from. The,
Yeah.
I mean, I can, but I don't know if I would.
Would you? Would you?
Morgan,
would-
it's so
would you see
beautiful. It doesn't
Morgan
look
using
anything like a
pot
pot
lid?
lid. No, it's
If we
gorgeous.
If we could fight
It's
a fucking
beautiful.
dragon or something, I know it's gonna get lit on fire. Then yeah, I would use.
True.
It's true.
But not every day.
Mm-hmm.
Aesthetically, it's going against you right now.
I mean, I don't know. Like you say, right? We don't have to tune
You
to
don't have to
anything,
decide
so we
right
can
now
kind of
either.
just keep them all. And yeah.
True, true.
Okay.
Yeah, so you'd look across. Vandervold kind of fold his arms behind his back. Well, glad we did that. Though, I imagine the real treasure of all of that was the exciting time together and our adventures throughout all of those portals. Am I right?
Was it?
I mean, I just need more money for medical supplies. Really, that's why I did it.
Yes. And to stick it to Argonon. Really did.
I honestly didn't remember that person's name until you said it a couple
Well,
moments ago.
Write it down, because that won't be the first time. Now,
Right.
unless you guys have anything to do here, I'm going to send some rather nasty sending messages.
Continuously, so that they come back to
Oh,
investigate.
no, I
or
sorted
to
that
put
out.
it
I
right?
told them I've got a sickly relative out there in the
Oh.
Strife Lands.
Sure. Question, Joe.
Yes.
No, I said Joe.
Yes. Yeah.
Vanderbilt didn't have any scrolls above third level, or did he?
Yeah, just a couple of
didn't
secret
look.
ones.
All right.
I'd have to find them. Hold on. He brought you into the back, I believe. and
Yes, he
showed
did.
you a
But I
couple of
don't-
fourth level.
I don't think I wrote those down.
Let me find what episode you guys first met Vanderbilt and whatnot, because that's when they'll be. The fourth level ones he had were Banishment, Charm Monster, and Polymorph.
Okay. Okay, I'll purchase, I guess.
Okay.
Wait, how much are they? So it's 25 for
Uh,
cantrip, 50 for first, 100 for second, 150 for third, so 200 gold for fourth, right?
let me check. For the fourth level spells there, I think. Let's come. I think 250 gold each.
What? It's supposed to be
'Cause
charge to go by 50 every
It's 50 gold plus the level in 50s. That should be right? Yeah. It's 50 gold because a level 1 should be 100
Level
gold.
1 is 50. No, we were
Is that
we
what
were
we're
doing
doing?
cantrips 25, level 1 50, level 2 100, level 3 150. That's what I wrote down when we talked about it.
I'll tell you what, we'll just go off of that because it's only gonna be 50 gold difference each way, and you're gonna buy them anyway. Yeah, there's so many different rules of this. Well, that's fine. Sure, 200
I mean,
gold.
I don't know. We could look it up later and we could subtract more if we need to, right?
That's
We'll look
fine.
it up
It's. I
after.
mean, you're the only one doing
Yeah.
it. It doesn't really matter to me. What would you like to buy?
I will pick up banishment,
Okay.
and I will also pick up polymorph.
Okay.
And then I will throw up over how much money I just spent.
Well, you'll get 2 new spells though added to your book.
Fantastic.
And he would happily take the gold,
That I can't use yet.
pop it away.
Okay, cool. Think.
So, unless there's anything else, good luck out there, my friends. And if you see any of those baglings and you don't want any of the shit they throw out, go ahead and bring them my way.
All right.
Mandible would go back behind his counter, leaving all of you to go wherever you'd like to go next. Which brings us to our next question of, what would
Where
you
would we like
do?
to go next?
Gonna have to refresh ourselves on what we were doing before we went on that whole
We
trip.
You have a
There's
couple
the
of...
vault in Marigold.
Mhm.
We have Morgane's coworkers.
Right.
The vault feels like the last thing we should do in Marigold because it
'Cause-
feels like it has the highest chance of going so bad. that
Yeah,
we have
and
to
us having to
Ruining
run.
all of
We
the
have
other
to
things
leave.
we could do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so we have Morgane's thing, and then we know I don't know, and then we just know that there's more shops and there's more tournaments, right?
Yep. There's currently the Tournament of the Tour, which unfortunately none of you
Tournament of
can
the Tour.
join.
'Cause we're not tall.
Because you're not.
Why not?
Because the minimum size, I believe, is like 12 foot. So
What if we
Let's all
enlarged
stack
them?
together in a trench coat.
Yeah, right.
yeah,
We've got Shubal and Tack. They can make a giant trench coat. This would not go wrong.
you
at
might be able
all.
to work that, but you'd
Yeah.
have to be. You can't drop down during the fight.
Right.
Why not?
Really, just hold
you would
on.
get
like, if you
disqualified.
fall, you have to-
But that's like saying a person who's 12 foot can't kneel down during the fight.
Well, no. I'm saying if you were to break apart and they noticed you're a bunch of people stood on each other's shoulders, they would disqualify you. If you could manage to pull off the we're all standing on each other's shoulders portion of it, sure, that could you could probably get away with it, maybe. But
What if I
The-
enlarge someone?
yeah, in terms of options, the vault itself will have. There's no prime route inside. You could check back in with Cogsworth and Killian, see if there's anything more there, or meet with their contact they have. You could pursue after the Vault Warden business, where the other Vault Warden is meeting with someone, which is linked to Kios. You could link into the stuff going on with the criminals, if you wish. Or you could just even explore more, look around some shops, find more business elsewhere. It's ultimately up to you, because if you do want to go shopping, there are many more shops as well in the other districts. So it's up to you, whatever you want to do. Well, so there's
I
not
will
just
go
one
to
route
the-
if you want to go to the vault. If you are holding off on that because you're scared to advance too fast.
Scared.
Advance too fast. Scared to advance too fast is the sentence, yeah.
We also do. Yeah, we have to. So we should do the thing with Morgane's colleagues. We should also drop off the guild. Carlisle still has these guild fees.
Mhm.
Yeah, for the had those in my notes too.
Yeah, I want Silas's guild fees out of my inventory, so that's not just
Yeah.
like, oh, sorry, we forgot to like file your taxes for you.
Yes.
What district is that in?
The Mirror District.
Okay.
That would be with Babidi Babidi Boo.
Just ask for Babidi Babidi.
Yep. You
That's
get
a good
that way.
bard name.
It is a good bard name. It is in the Orchestra of Wanderers, which is a tavern in the Mirror District.
I mean, do we need to rest, or are we like? We should probably rest, right?
We probably should. I mean, I'm fine, but we probably should rest, right?
I would just need a short rest.
What time? Do we have any idea what time of day it is?
Early. You
Just
guys
pick
set
one.
out fairly early in the day to go back home, so probably like. Well, actually, no. It's probably you did go shopping first, technically, on this day, so 6-7 p.m. Probably makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, so if we all take this night to rest, and in the morning we head back in, get rid of some of the other jobs we still need to take care of.
I think that sounds like a good idea.
Works for me.
All right, well then, I hope you all sleep well.
Okay. You rest your heads for the night in your camp.
Before we long rest, can I do something?
Yes, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, okay. Were you? Go
Yeah.
ahead then.
That was my
Go ahead.
thing.
I don't want
As
to.
you,
Go ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
okay, no, do you know
Can
I
I
am?
ask?
Yeah, I am the DM. You lay your head down in your camp to rest up, sleeping back into the quarters that you previously made together. Is there anything you'd like to do? Finishing up a long rest.
Yes, there is.
Thanks for the permission.
God, you had the chance to be like, nah.
No, I know. I thought about it, but then I was like, wait, I really
I'm
do want to
good.
do this. It was very tempting, though. If I was playing What Would Tomato Do, it would definitely have been like, no, I'm good, thanks. I'm gonna send a message to Marin.
Okay. Via what spell?
Huh?
Via sending.
Yes.
Okay.
Say it like that. Yes.
No, I just want to know if you're sending
Oh.
a
Yeah. With a
bird.
spell slot.
Okay.
Via a spell. My heart. Are you near the Crystal Mirage? If so, maybe don't be. We might be on our way soon. We'll tell you more later. That's it.
Okay. You'd hear responded back to you. In the familiar voice of Merrin, you'd hear, I'm currently researching and looking into the frequent moving of insectoids by the Mirage. It's dangerous here, but I avoid them. Does anyone else have anything they wish to do? Okay. In which case, you would finish up your long rest. Enter into the next day. Probably about 8-9 a.m. by the time you were kind of getting up. What would you like to do?
Stretch. Go find everybody.
Carlisle's early.
All right. What are we doing first today? You want to go?
I gotta
off
drop
the-
off these guild fees Silas gave us, so I will just. It's just gonna keep being in the back of my mind, you know what I mean?
That's like a little tickle in the back of you.
I don't want to forget,
Brain.
and then they get all upset that we carried them around and never got around to it.
Hmm.
We probably
Alright.
walked by the place when we were in the Mirror District anyways.
You walk by like 3 or 4 times, just like.
I feel bad
Yeah.
because I already think I forgot once. Like I only just remembered it last night while I was going through my bag.
Wait, isn't Silas in our camp? Just don't make eye contact.
I've known him all day.
All right, let's head out.
Okay. Down towards the Mirror District. Okay.
Probably have like
you-
a box out front to like deliver it real quick in and
yeah,
out.
yeah, it makes sense. You would arrive at the Mirror District gate, be able to go through there. I'll put you guys so you guys can see the city map. There it is. Mirror District gate, the first gate you guys came in through on the western portion of the city. You would go down towards the gate, show your passes, go back inside, and being a new day, you would feel the kind of compulsion of the Alter Self spell come over you. Or specifically, I believe, sorry, Disguise Self. Let me double check. I think it's Disguise, actually.
I think you said altar last.
Was it Alter? No, then it was Alter. It is Alter.
Yeah.
Yes, it is Alter Self. You'd feel the magic of the Alter Self spell come over you. And if you wish to appear to look any different, it's not just appearing though. Alter Self does actually transmute you to be different. So if you'd like to change any features, if you'd like to do anything like that under the Alter Self spell, you may.
Indrasa chooses to look exactly the same, and she sort of shakes her head. You know, everyone does this, and it's just. It seems such a waste. Just to make yourself look something. Anyone can do the spell. It's ridiculous. She just is not a fan.
You'd see that. Contradictory to what you're saying, every single person walking around looks striking, looks kind of traditionally beautiful, or handsome, averaging heights of it differs from species to species, but for like humans, most of them looking 6 foot upwards, halflings preferring to look stocky and kind of broad in their build. Some people are appearing as elves when they clearly aren't them. You can kind of almost tell by the way they walk. Maybe their gait less kind of delicate, but designing themselves to be elves in this moment. It's this kind of place of alteration where people get to be themselves. But some people not even going all that way. I mean, yes, it's a portion of the district of the city which is kind of for rich folk, but it's also a portion for people that just kind of want to almost be the way they see themselves inside. So you can see this kind of almost just general happiness that overcomes people as they kind of push away flaws that they perceive.
I like to imagine that when there's like big tournaments going on, if there's somebody really hot in the tournament, there's like
Everyone
18
looks like
people
that
that
dude.
make
Yeah.
themselves look exactly
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
person.
There's definitely going to be some
good.
portions of that, right? Definitely the uncreative as well, who just nab onto any features they can.
It was like, I'm Brad Pitt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just a bunch of Brad Pitts there.
Yeah.
That's the 8th Brad Pitt we've seen today.
But you would be entering into
I think V would make herself have her wings again.
yeah.
Yeah.
What do they
Even
look
if
like?
subconsciously. They look like, here, let me grab a picture. They're just
Yeah.
boop, boop, boop. They're very like all white, kind of like poodle moth. If you've ever seen a poodle moth, they're very like fluffy white moths, but just fluffy white wings, basically.
Aw,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
that's so cute.
You see them kind of form around your
Yeah.
back, and they actually feel like they're there.
Oh, you've got. And Dress just kind of like peeks around me.
It felt right to do, I guess.
That's quite beautiful. Are
They
there?
look nice.
Thank you.
Oh.
But as you enter into the Mirror District, correct me if anyone does anything to alter their appearance. Other than that, yeah,
Well, game looks exactly the same.
you can now choose wherever you want to go. There's all sorts of shops. There's the taverns. One of the taverns being the Orchestra of Wanderers, and the place in which Arcelis asked you to go. If your plan is to go straight there, you can. Yep. The Orchestra of Wanderers is amidst the nicer portions of the Mirror District. You can see it's its own theater, built like any of the other houses around, but you can see it's kind of got the front where people have kind of nailed in these signs to it. And you can see that they've the current one says Ialdi, who is Ialdi's performance from like dawn onwards today. And you can see they've kind of got the open doors, and it's people coming in and out with like drinks in hand. Some people are sat outside. It seems to be a converted theater that's performs partially as like a theater or orchestral kind of hall, but partially as a tavern and inn for people to go and drink and rest in. So you'd head into there. You can see on the stage itself, as you pass on through, you can see all this where they've removed all the stands. They've kind of put tables and chairs around there, and you can see instead of the kind of pews and the overlooking areas, those have been converted into rooms, so people can go and buy a room and go out onto their balcony to watch down onto the theater. So you see all these kind of different rooms that are on the layers as it goes up above you. So the stairs wrap around to those instead. On the lower section is all the drinking section and people eating meals and drinking along. As you kind of come in, you'd hear as this kind of bard on the stage, a gnomish bard who's kind of playing and strumming against a lyre, and you can kind of hear as he's finishing his songs, and as he finishes, you can hear him say, "Come, gather round, hear the song of God's bane." You can hear him kind of sing the familiar song from the last campaign, but and he says, "And the burdens they bear," and people clap and kind of cheer for him, but not in a kind of a loud format as the song might suggest. Very much in a kind of very polite claps that kind of fill all of the hall, and then quieten down. And he says on the kind of this projected, almost like crystal that's shaped to almost be like a microphone to him. He says, "I'm going to have a small break now, but I'll be back with more music soon. Thank you." And he slips off the stage and kind of a long cloak behind him. That's about the length of him. Otherwise, you've got people kind of moving around, getting their drinks. And behind the bar, you would see, and kind of by where there is an extra section where you can go and book your rooms, you can see a half-orc. She kind of... Unlike others, she's got kind of scars down her cheek, where they've kind of almost been cut into by claws. But you can almost see that the Alter Self spell for her has... She's left the scars there, but almost heightened them to be a bit more kind of standoutish, almost a video game like in the way they kind of almost protrude, making her look tougher given this kind of visage. She stands there talking to a couple of people, sending out waiters to go and put down food and drink on tables, and notices you kind of head over.
Hello there.
Welcome to the Orchestra of Wanderers.
We are here to hand in the payment for one of the bards, named Silas. We have his guild payments here.
He sent you to pay them, did he?
He did. Is there an issue with that, or do I need like a signature
It's
from
not-
him or something? Because
No.
we don't have that.
No, it's not an issue for you. He's too cowardly to face us after what he did last time.
Maybe it's a different Silas.
Is he not somebody
Maybe it's a
that we
different
should
Silas.
be associating with? What did he do?
Depends if you want to associate with the cheat.
Or did he cheat?
The guild out of a large portion of gold. We were offered a job to be played as a orchestra he decided to take it on as a solo, claiming that they had cancelled the event. These duels are tippence in comparison to what he actually owes us.
If he did something like that to you, why did the guild not simply eject him from it?
We did not wish to appear as if it wasn't in our control. But by all accounts, he is not to be playing here, or to represent us. And his dues are a lot more than whatever you're holding there, if he wishes to pay his way back into this.
How much exactly?
Closer to 12,000 gold.
Well, we were told to bring this here, so that's us taking care of what
We
said
appreciate
would
you,
do.
but she takes it from you and goes, "Of course, you are welcome. I apologize if he did not inform you. If you wish to have a free drink here, it can be on the orchestra."
Very much. I'll also have a whiskey.
Good. She reaches underneath the bar and kind of pulls out a very dry whiskey and pours it into a glass. You can see they actually have ice here. It's very nice, a kind of very like almost rimmed glass where you can see it's kind of actually made by a glass blower. Puts it out in front of you. Anything else for the rest of you?
No, thank you.
I know Desmond would be geeking out about hearing the Godsbane song.
I know. One tiny.
Yeah,
victim.
Yeah, maybe he's
here.
focused on the stage right now. That's why he's not drinking. He's just
Yeah.
staring at.
Aw,
Um,
that's cute.
Morgaine would take a standard ale.
You see the ale that's kind of drawn to you is in like a glass that kind of goes thin at the bottom, but kind of goes up and then thin again. And it's like very lovely design, kind of almost got this like, it's very kind of slight like a rim going around, almost like a swirling kind of exterior glass. Puts out. It's almost vase-like. And
Say it,
pours out
Sam.
to you.
Say it.
No. So he's gonna grab it and then be like surprised by the shape.
There we go.
Oh, yeah. You can feel.
Knocks it
that it's
over.
I don't
different.
see that, Joe.
Actually,
That wasn't me that time, Joe.
Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, pours out the ale to you, and you can see it's extremely nice ale. It's definitely more expensive, well crafted, long aged. Drinks the rest of you.
I suppose if it all right, red wine.
Of course. Pours
Try
out this
all
very
the
nice
drink.
red wine. Pours it out to you.
citrus water.
Have you got
if
preference on
have
your
it.
citrus? We have
What
blood oranges,
choices?
lemons, limes.
Blood orange.
You take it, you get it, and she slices it up,
Big
and then you can see
surprise.
like,
I
kind of
want the
squeeze it
whole
into there and
orange.
puts one on the rim of the glass. Points it
I
across to
did
you.
not know oranges could bleed.
Yes.
I'll have a
Yes.
wine as well, please.
Was that red wine? Comes across to you. My apologies if he was not honest with you, but we appreciate the dues either way. Feel free to stick around if you wish to watch any of the performances of the day. Tickets are free.
Thank you.
All right.
And she wanders off to start serving other customers, sending out some more food to the different tables, leaving you guys at the bar.
As much as I'd love to continue to just relax at a bar, I do think we need to start getting on to the next thing on our list.
Hmm.
Oh, do you want to chug your drink and then go?
It's like a shot. It's just taking shots at the.
There's one person who's sitting near
Bar.
you who's just got like a very glass of wine. They've probably had it for the last like 25 minutes, just sipping. It's only gone down. And they like watch you knock back any drinks. Like,
It's not
Oh,
that
probably
kind of
does
bar.
knock back pretty well.
yeah.
Right, let's go.
Okay. Yeah, you can knock back your drinks and hit the road. The question is, where do you want to go from here?
We have to like leave a note or something for the like. What was that?
Well, it's like the trail with the Dread Vault folks.
Mm,
here
that's
is, like,
right.
The next
Yes.
thing we want to do.
That's technically the note would have been picked up because you sent in Sir Valencia before
Oh, right.
you. So you just
Okay.
need to kind of get in contact with her.
Okay.
Because you didn't go there first.
Right, right.
But yeah, you'd come out into that kind of shopping district. If your intention is to go and find her, just let me know how you do it. Shops here, though, include a kind of Masquerade goods store, a place called Beauty's Droplet, where they help you kind of alter your appearance. Across the road from the orchestra, you'd see a shop that is named Rising Sun's Gleaming Rays Reflecting Off of a Flawless Gemstone on an Otherwise Dreary Day, which is a jewelry store.
Amazing.
The fuck?
Insane SEO branding. Insane.
Right.
All on a very large signpost. You would see a pet store called Gelaventris Temor, which is the Elven for those who speak Elvish, of Crystal Menagerie. Mystica Arcana, which is a magical item store. The Reflection, which is an art store, an art gallery. The Many Mirrors Theatre, an acting kind of theatre, and a temple to the Star Mother as well, along with another tavern/inn called Glass, which looks like it has entirely been made out of glass itself. But otherwise, if you'd like to just find Sir Valencia and their pursuit, just tell me how you would go about trying to look for them.
I mean, I feel like I do want to meet the person who named that jewelry.
I know. With the longest name in the world.
Like,
I mean, we're here. Should we just pop in for a
we
second
should just stick our heads in.
into the jewelry store? What's it
I mean,
all
Tack
about?
would love to go in a jewelry store. Yeah.
Let's freaking
Yeah.
go. What's all the fuss about?
Well, I'll
What's in
watch
there?
From the bar with the whiskey in hand. You all have fun at that there long name jewelry store, and let me know when we are looking into the next thing.
You could step on in, and behind the kind of tables in front of you, you would see you'd see an elf with hair that goes all the way down, kind of way past the waist, almost to the floor, just inches, like maybe an inch and a half off of the floor. This almost blondish white hair, and you can see it's perfectly straight. It almost kind of falls flat off of them. The only thing that peers out is their ears, which are kind of lined with different jewels hanging from them, different rings and kind of small, like, they've got like one of each of the topaz, amethyst. You can see they've got like diamond, emerald, like all of it kind of hanging off of each ear, perfectly in sync. A very slender, kind of ambiguous in terms of just like their gender, in terms of like very sharp and beautiful features that kind of almost just collapse against the makeup they're wearing. And they stand right at the edge of this kind of, the jewelry store itself almost kind of wraps in with like almost like a spiral shape on each of the glass containers that contains all of the rings and gems, and then it kind of coalesces around them, and they stand a little bit hidden off the ground with like a flowing robe that can be seen underneath the desk, almost this goldish silver robe that goes down. And as you come in, they raise one hand and raise up and say, "Welcome to the rising sun's gleaming rays reflecting off of a flawless gemstone on otherwise dreary day. My name is Dra Ashima. How may I help you?"
Help enough.
Did you name this shop?
Of course. Of course I did.
How did you settle upon this name?
It was a moment I experienced. As the name suggests, on a dreary day, I stood there as the light was reflecting of an unknown gemstone I did not apply. And in my eyes it gleamed it was perfect, and therefore I should sell perfect things under its name.
I see.
Do you care for jewelry yourselves? Are you looking for anything becoming of you.
I'm laughing too hard.
I have never partaken in the wearing of jewelry.
Then you have been naked for too long.
Perfect response. Just perfect.
Joe, Tack would like to know if they can roll to determine the quality of the gems, but there's a puppy screaming in their face, so they don't.
Oh.
Yes, yes. Can you still hear
Smart.
us? Yeah. Do you have any? Let me look at the tools of 5e. I can't remember which one. There's the gem tool. There's got to be something that's very similar to gems. But stoneworking would probably work as well.
Do you have a jeweler's loop?
I
Yeah,
have the
jeweler's
jeweler's
tools.
tools
You have jeweler's tools?
because of my backstory. I have jeweler's tools. Yeah.
Okay, then could you
That's a good
roll
mute.
that? I would say with charisma, because you are. This is kind of street value of quality.
Can
and
you
kind of,
wink as you do it?
So you would have proficiency in them, yeah. Okay.
22.
You can look across this. This seems to be a very rich place. You've got all manner of jewelry from topaz, emerald, amethyst. There's these moonstones, all sorts of different jewels, ranging all the way up until like a lot of the jewelry is just very nice, very well made. They have some which is like probably the biggest one in the possession is a 2,000 gold diamond, which is just kind of sat on its own, like behind a glass container, but very expensive. This seems to be a very authentic place. Strangely, no guards on the inside.
Are you interested in some
I
jewelry?
do not know. Does it make me stronger?
Of course it does. Our social strength is our greatest strength. For why show little strength when you are perceived to be the strongest? A topaz can show you are compassionate, that you have a heart and soul that beats as one when you walk or someone beside you. An amethyst shows someone is worldly and traveled. A citrine shows you that you have journeyed across great seas. A diamond shows you are above all cared about your soul and therefore others. And a ruby shows the very heart that beats within you is stronger than any other. Gemstones are the oldest thing in our world. They are older than the gods. Wearing them is divine, Bavon, divine. That is why I wear them all. They rest on the hands again.
She's been huffing her own farts for too long, dude. Oh my god. If you even look at Andrasa, like, is this true? like a glance of like.
Indrasa's like just slightly uncomfortable because she doesn't really believe that, but also doesn't really want to give offense.
Yeah.
So she's like, typically I just choose one that I like.
Yes. But that is the typical nature of someone who doesn't understand the fundamentals.
Yes.
Not the shade.
And
Is
it is
it?
not something that you should be ashamed of, my dear. It is something that must be learned. Don't choose what you
Oh.
like. Allow the gem to choose you.
How does that work? How does a gem choose you? Is it sentient? I don't understand.
Gemstones are the blood, long crystallized, of gods long forgotten.
Clockwork.
When you wander near
Gears
them,
turning in V's head.
when you wander near them, you'll know when it has chosen you. For in your mind you might be believing that something is beautiful, but when you see a perfect gemstone, beauty is a term far too naive, far too irrelevant to the numinous grace it reflects back on you.
Is there one that you are drawn to?
Of course. The emerald. I rest most nights upon an emerald pillow and wake with an emerald dream.
Losing it is so good. My God.
An emerald dream.
For how can you not?
Pillow.
Just a dream about emeralds themselves, or what they represent. What?
Most conscious thought goes to that, as I said. A god so divine they are lost to time itself, and we get to wear. In our fleeting mortal lives of a few thousand years, we get to wear a part of them, an infinite existence upon our skin. What is that but true ascension?
Damn. V's gonna start looking around the shop and like listen closely to see if any gems call to her, literally.
Make
Gem roll.
make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh yeah, let's do
Oh
that.
no,
It's
he
a
just
bad
gets taken
thing if
over.
you hear that.
16.
You were not. How do I say this? You were not convinced by the convinced by
Fucking
the
Will Smith.
the kind of.
Rewind
That's hard.
What a reference.
Threw me off,
Oh
dude.
my God. Holy shit.
You're not kind of lured in by the stupidity of the moment, right? Like, you're not
Yeah.
going to fall short to your own kind of common sense. You recognize
Yeah,
as
yeah.
you're looking around that this is quite pretentious, and that actually they are just
Yeah.
very pretty. You would see a bloodstone, which is almost a circular stone that looks to be forever bleeding, but it doesn't look like it comes off. It looks like it just constantly drips back and forth.
Ooh.
Kind of a very
Sick.
lightish red that kind of becomes scarlet. As you're looking around, though, I should say, our cheapest starts at 400 gold.
Oh my God.
Of
Okay.
course, if you can afford it, we have one for 3,000.
What? Okay. Which one is 3,000?
It depends. If you
I'm
got
so curious.
you got something that is catching your eye, or do you want to see our most expensive gemstone of all?
The latter. Show us.
Well,
We're
of those
curious.
bloodstones, the 3,000 one is the one right here. And she does a minor illusion. You can see it's one which almost pours. And as the kind of drips go around to the bottom, and kind of almost like when you see water come around to drip off the bottom, it does that. And it fades and then seemingly pours again around the top.
Like a lava lamp.
Yeah, but it almost resets itself like a fountain.
That's cool.
But our most expensive gem here is the fused gem. She has a minor
Turns.
illusion, and you can see a diamond, an amethyst that are kind of like constantly turning, and in the middle they're kind of like molded together and merged as one, and it's creating this this very kind of palish violet color in the center that's kind of shimmering and striking with like almost lightning in the center. When two bloods of gods merge together, when they wed in such distant beauty. This one is 20,000 gold pieces.
We're in the wrong
Holy
store, guys.
fuck. This is so funny. Oh my God.
Fuck.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
She says, trying not to be mean.
But we have a buyer in mind already, so I'd have to ask you if you wish to buy this one. We would need gold up front.
Oh. How sad for us, but how fortuitous for you that you already have a buyer.
Well, the House of Beauty, Orkra, often buys the gems from us. We are 80% funded
Yes, they
via
do.
them.
Oh, are you? Well,
Well, my astral finders do find the greatest gems in all of the world. All of the worlds.
oh.
That is the guarantee of my shop. These are not gemstones that have fallen to the land, ever to be polluted by the very soils that our feet collide with. No, these are harvested from the astral themselves.
All of the gems in here are harvested from the astral plane. That's what you're saying.
Nearly all.
Do you have articles of provenance or something on them? How do you guarantee that? How do you?
It is a
What-
guarantee of trust and knowledge. If you are one who is knowledgeable about gemstones in general, you'll be able to tell the difference. The Star Mother herself looks upon these with envy.
Would we know who the Star Mother is? I don't think V would know.
We know there's a
but-
temple.
Yeah.
Because
I'm wondering if
Because you
V
just
would...
said it like 10 minutes ago, but
Yeah, yeah,
otherwise
yeah.
I don't. That's all I know.
I'm like, who's the Star
Roll
Mother?
a religion intelligence check.
Yeah, I'll
might have-
try
you
that.
might have heard
Mine's
some
bad.
people.
9.
I'll try one.
Mother Stars, you might have heard, or you might have heard like people.
9.
Star Mother's not
Both of
one
us like,
known to you. You would have heard the name of the temple of the Star Mother, but you don't really know that.
Excuse my lack of knowledge, but I'm not from these parts. Who is the Star Mother?
She's a goddess of the stars themselves. Just discovered only 6 decades ago. Here in the very land of Hyloma. Gemstones fell from the sky. Each one of them landing in a different region. Standing as titans. Well, titans of 20 feet or so. Made entirely of the gems themselves. A diamond one, a topaz one, amethyst, etc. And it is said that the day those meteor showers fell and those gems landed upon our land, the very skies themselves lit up as if 2 eyes were peering down upon our land. The Gem Mother, the Star Mother, Ariel. She watches down upon us all, sending her blood. Perhaps she is the first god. Yes.
Yes.
I have a ring that would go quite nice with your complexion.
Which one? I have rather big hands.
It's true, but this silver here is lined with a ruby.
It's canon.
She
She's got those big claws, dude.
she lifts a ring,
Yeah.
and it's kind of a silvered ring with like a very lining of ruby underneath it in the center. This ring need not be worn on a finger. Perhaps from an ear. Or perhaps upon a bracelet of sorts. If you'd like to buy a bracelet, I can add on that onto the price.
Sure. I'm sure she can.
Yeah.
They can.
How much is this?
The ring itself is affordable. 650 gold pieces.
Oh my god.
If you were to put the bracelet into there, I'd add it on for another 85.
Mm.
What a
I
steal.
may need to think on it.
Of course.
You want to make sure you're choosing the right one, don't you, dear?
Mm.
You don't want to.
Yes,
Well,
Yes.
no.
definitely.
No. You want to make sure the right one is choosing you.
Sure.
Right.
Come back when your heart is in it, not when your mind is there.
Mm.
She places the ring back
Empty
aside.
head, only heart.
The beautiful thing about
Got it.
gems is that they have been here the longest time. They'll be here when you get back, unless I sell to someone quicker, in which case the stock does go.
Generally the way it is with merchants.
Oh, I don't see myself as a merchant.
Sure.
She's God's messenger.
More as a priestess.
Fuck,
She just
dude.
rests my hand on her head. It was a
Oh,
pleasure
that's
meeting you.
She's been doing this whole time.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're not
Perfect.
buying anything, you can most
No.
certainly leave.
Absolutely worth it.
Yeah.
I would like to just see what the stock is at the magic item shop, just in case there's something that's really useful.
Yeah, okay. Let's put this one on. So you could head over towards the magic item shop. Mystica Arcana. It's only a few shops down. Mystica Arcana, as you go inside, you'd see that there's several people walking in. Unlike in other districts, this is a district which definitely can afford it. You can see that there are people who are being served by almost apprentice wizards. And this seems to be a broader store. But it seems to be different from your usual shop. People are sitting down at like desks talking with these like apprentice wizards who are kind of writing down different things and kind of nodding their heads. At kind of right at the end of the shop itself, and like kind of straight ahead, this seems almost like a bank more so than it is a usual store. You see a Loxodon standing behind a desk. He's dealing with a customer first and then allows you to kind of come forth. He goes, it looks down to you. You can see he's kind of covered in glitter and jewels himself, wearing kind of tightened robes that almost feel a little bit tight for his body and form. But the Loxodon elephant person, if you're unaware of the race, he kind of leans across, goes, talks you through these kind of, all kind of almost like bank-like barriers and says to you, "Ah, yes. Are you looking for someone to discuss about potential magic items? Have you already put an order in? How can I help you?"
Oh, no, sorry, I haven't been here before, and I didn't know if this was sort of a shop that already had magic items in
We have
stock, which
some.
looks like maybe.
With someone displaying
all
some you could potentially purchase through, I can look through my stock for you. Otherwise, the majority of this shop is formulated around the concept of coming in here and ordering something you might wish. We put it forth to the guilds, and if they have anything, we buy it on your behalf, and we bring it to the shop. We
Oh,
are
and
the
then-
in-between for those who do not wish to go on the adventures themselves.
Interesting. All right.
So if there is a particular
Um,
thing you're looking for, be it, you can look to a robe perhaps, or a book, a wand, a staff, something that does something in particular, or if you just want to give a general description, or perhaps you wish to join our Surprise Me program, where you indeed just pay a form of gold and we give you, it could be worth less, could be worth more.
How does that work?
We
What's
just
the-
push out our feelers, and we allow the guilds we work with to supply us with some, and we do not open up the box. We allow to be given to the customer straight away.
Oh,
Unidentified goods,
Interesting.
guaranteed.
all right. I don't. I think above board, I wanted to kind of come in and see. I know that TAC hadn't upgraded their armor at all, and I just wanted to see if there was anything that would have been useful for them. But of course, TAC has a lot going on right now, so.
We could probably have something ordered in.
Um,
But if your friend is currently busy, you can always come back if you wish.
Sure, I think that might be good. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to waste any time here.
No
Just
time
sort of-
wasted, no time wasted. We have plenty of sellers. You can speak to one of our apprentices here, if you wish to sit down with an appointment. If there is anything you wish to order in the meantime, anything you're looking for, we can put out our feelers and you'll be contacted to let you know exactly what it does and what we believe before we purchase it.
About how long would it take?
It depends on what you need. Depends on the quality of the item as well. Sometimes the strongest stuff takes a while because it takes a while to be found. However, we do take a 20% fee finder's fee.
Sure. All right. I think that answers all my questions. Thank you very much.
Of course. Thank you very much for coming to Mystic Arcana. What's next? And you see there's a queue of people coming in. One person comes in and goes like, I need something that will allow me to breathe underwater. I'm going to a pool party soon. And he's like, oh, of course. I put you into the back of there and send him across.
Party.
A pool party.
Yeah, right. What kind of pool
You see,
party?
this is a rich people's magic store.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they're just doing whatever the fuck.
I like it. It's like Vanderbilt's competition of like, we'll make you a magic item.
Yeah.
but- right? We gotta tell him about the surprise me part.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Those are the two places I wanted to check out.
Okay.
Can I ask a question since I missed that whole scene?
Yes.
Yes.
I rolled a 22 to check and see
Oh, on
like,
the gem store?
the
Yeah.
legitimacy of the gems. And you
Yes.
said it was a very high quality store. So all of the gems that I saw were like primo.
Yeah.
Okay.
It seems
just wanted to
whatever
double check.
method they actually use, which they said to these guys, they farm their gems from the astral plane. In our lore, the gems are essentially blood of old gods that existed before the current gods that died off.
Okay.
So they go to the astral itself and find gems that way and sell them from there.
Okay.
But that does come with an upmarket cost, with
Right.
some of the gems being very, very, very pricey.
Tech, can you actually tell if a gem, by looking at it, if a gem has come from the astral plane or just here?
Can I, Joe?
If you roll high enough, you might be able to.
If I roll high enough.
Can I? Okay. Do you want me to roll a thing to be able to tell if something's actually from the astral?
Go
What
ahead
am I
and give me the
rolling?
jeweler's check again.
The same jeweler's check? Okay.
Mhm.
Squints. A 24.
It doesn't necessarily tell you if it comes from the astral, but I will tell you that the quality of some of these gems was so pure, so kind of fine, and almost a little bit translucent to a point where it was like unusual of the gem itself that it seemed otherworldly, untampered with.
Okay. I can't tell if they're specifically from the astral plane, but I've never seen gems like this. They're of an insane quality.
All right. Very expensive.
Potentially worth the price tag, but for what? I don't know.
Well, you can't pick it out. It has to pick you out anyway. So what if
That's what
it's
she said.
you
Very
don't quite like?
insistent.
Yes.
What do we think of?
What if a topaz
this?
picks you? Who does anything with a topaz?
What if the ugliest gem in the shop picks you?
What if
Oh,
it's just
no.
brown?
Not the poop gem. What do we think of this Star Mother?
Have I ever heard of the Star Mother, Joe?
You can roll
We
actually,
both
yeah, because
rolled
they
nines.
rolled. They rolled
Okay.
9. So
Yeah,
give me a religion
sorry.
intelligence
Religion.
check.
I believe
Oh,
God,
you can
very
give me
bad.
a religion charisma check if you like, but it's different information. That's more of what colloquially people have spoken about them. Whereas intelligence is going to tell you actually about them.
I'll roll with charisma. So,
Pressure.
So,
So
go ahead
wait.
and just do a charisma check, and do you have proficiency in religion?
no,
Then just give me a charisma straight check.
I'll do
Go,
it.
baby.
16.
Better than ours.
Fuck.
Everyone's just rolling 9s.
We all
Um,
What
went
is with us?
With
We're
the
all like,
16.
no,
I'm proficient too. Fuck.
16's enough to tell you, like, you probably don't know much about the religion itself. But what you would know is how people reacted to it. You know, before you were born, it's been around for some decades now, 6 decades. The religion around the Star Mother is one where people go out and treat gemstones as if they're complete divine objects, and treat them as if, like, this is a beyond the gods. We should serve these as the original gods. And it all happened when a series of meteor showers came down. These gem people landed on High Loma in particular. You probably don't know the specific ones. You've probably never seen like people that go out, but people do these kind of. You would have probably met people that have done kind of pilgrimages to go and visit them and see them in the flesh. But their teachings and whatnot, you probably wouldn't know. But they don't really. Followers of the Star Mother don't necessarily interfere with anyone. There's quite a beautiful silence to the religion, where they kind of it's a lot of self-reflection more so than anything else, which often can maybe come with a little bit of a almost pretentious, almost like they believe they're above themselves, kind of on a high horse, because they would look down on others as like, oh, you followed that lesser god, my god was like beyond yours. So there's a bit of a pretentious, almost hipster element to the religion, as a newer one.
The High Loma Crystal Girlies.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But there is also a decent following that actually does take it very seriously. But you probably don't know much about it.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right. Is there anywhere else we wanted to nip into before we do the next bit?
I think we should try and find these other knights.
Right.
It might take us a while to figure out where they are.
All right. Well, let's collect everybody and do the next bit then. Walk back to Tavern.
Okay.
Knocks on window.
Has blowfish on window.
Imagining Andrasa doing the like against the window is so funny.
And then like writing a message.
Yes. But backwards.
Guys,
you can
smiley
read it.
face.
Starts to write it forwards and then it's like scratches it out and does it backwards.
You all set?
You should try the gem shop. It's quite something.
It seems like a little much this early in the morning.
Maybe have another drink or two before you go. All right. What exactly are we doing to make contact? Where are they? What do we have to do? I totally don't remember, I guess.
No, you knew.
The Dread Vault people.
With the Dread
Yeah.
Vault, yeah.
Velocity, right?
We left a note.
Looks
we
at
sent
Morgaine.
a note in. So now it's been picked up. Do we know where they were staying?
You know that they met at the courtyard of the Summer Fades.
That's right. Right. I don't.
But Civilacia was ahead of you. So
Let's just go there instead, sadly.
Somebody notice me, please.
is that where you want to go?
That's how I'm looking through my notes.
Sir Morgaine,
Yes.
is that what you think the best plan of action is?
What else do we have to do currently?
I didn't know if you had a fancy way to contact other knights.
Afraid not. No.
Then let's go where we know they were last.
You'd head over towards the courtyard of Summer Fades. The fountain that is there, you can see it's kind of in between a few buildings. It's almost on a kind of in a square behind a bunch of buildings, which kind of overlook their windows, overlook down into the courtyard itself. You see the beautiful fountain, which is designed to look like during the daytime, the water looks almost like kind of the softish gold. And you can see slowly as this like sundial is turning and fading, you can see it's kind of moving on to almost change the color of the water on one portion of it to look almost like a light blue, changes from day to night. You would see the fountain that you were kind of sent to leave something under, a rose under. What would you like to do?
Get a rose.
Okay. You'd probably pick one from a nearby flower bed.
Did they say what color? I can't remember.
Let me double check my notes just in case I did. No, just a rose.
This is where Joe could be the DM that's like, I don't know. Did I
Did
say
they?
a color?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we know where a rose might be?
Looks around. You said there's rose bushes there.
Marigold's filled, especially in the Mirror
Yeah,
District, filled with different flower beds and whatnot. It wouldn't take you long to find any rose.
Yeah, we would guide her then to a rose bush.
Do we need a specific one? Just any one?
I just assume any rose is fine.
Okay.
It's like 30. No, I'm kidding.
A bouquet.
Yeah, right. Here you go, dear.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll put some leaves in there as well.
So you get a rose, probably traditionally red rose that you'd find, and who is planting it and what they're doing. The fountain
Well, I
itself kind of stands
suppose
on these almost stilts. So it's kind of
Morgan
around.
should probably be the one to plant it.
If they said under the fountain, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. She'll approach the sound of running water and figure out
Can I make
where
a
the
minor
underneath
illusion
of the fountain is.
of the fountain on top of the fountain so she can see it?
It's a very large fountain. This is so you would.
Yeah, but just where she's at, it's only like
you could
five.
do, you could do a 5 foot
yeah.
portion of it, like the
a
corner.
little
Yeah.
patch.
Yeah, you could do the patch
Like-
to show you kind of see under it. Yeah. So you're gonna get an outline of what the fountain looks like.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Just toss it.
You place the rose under there. Okay.
I suppose now we wait.
This is your sort of clandestine affair, not ours. Is that probably we're quite conspicuous just standing right here, right? Should we move?
Is there like a
We're all
benches
just like
around
this.
to sit
There
at?
must be if there's a bench, we're gonna just sit on the bench and wait.
Yeah, there'd be a bench. It's kind of like a
Awkwardly.
courtyard area, kind of like almost like a park behind a bunch of houses. So
Okay.
yeah, there'd be benches which you can sit and wait and watch the fountain.
Is there a
Still
certain
reading all
amount
my
of time that
books.
we let pass before we get, say, another rose and put it underneath another part of the fountain, so on and so forth?
How much
Should we
time has
just-
passed?
Put a rose every 10 minutes.
Well, because what if whoever's supposed to be meeting us doesn't see
It's on the
us
other
put
side.
the rose under there, so they just
Oh.
don't know?
The fountain's quite large. What if I place it in the wrong place?
Hmm. Do you want to just get quite a few roses and just walk all the way around?
Well, if we get too many all at the same time,
Well, it
we're
becomes
gonna
kind
end
of
up
obvious
getting
at that
people
point, doesn't
looking
it?
at us.
What if you?
Tell you what, we give it about 30 minutes or so, then I'll walk over, pick up the rose. No one's gonna notice a thing. I'll bring it back over to Morgaine. You walk back over, put it back down in the same place.
Why don't
Again.
you just move it for? Why do I have to place the rose?
Well, you're the Knight of the Dreadwall. All
I'm
right,
also
so I
blind.
Figured that. That is also.
Conrad
If you
could
are
go
more
with
comfortable
you.
with me doing that, then that is fine as well.
It just feels overly complex.
I mean, I didn't design this.
What
whole
does the letter
scheme.
say? I don't remember. I didn't write it down.
Hands
me
the
neither.
letter back to Intrasa.
Uh,
Do we have it in our inventory?
It's the letter that had like a secret note inside of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, yeah, it's in our chat.
do you want me to? I'll reply to it for you so you can see. it.
3 disappearances have occurred. It's that one, right? Yeah,
Yep.
3 disappearances have occurred. Nobles are being killed or kidnapped. Seek the contact in Mirror District. Leave a rose. Courtyard of the Summer fades under the mountain, and they'll leave a letter in return.
Oh. Well,
Oh, they're gonna leave a
then we
letter
shouldn't
there.
stay, right? Because then they're not going to want to pick up.
Okay.
Quite
Well-
awkward.
I suppose we'll come back this evening.
Just walk around some more for the day.
I suppose so.
Okay.
All right.
This
Well,
way.
let's go-
Morgane will pick a random direction and begin to
Let's go
walk.
It's
to
a
the
wall.
Church of the Star Mother. Let's learn more. If we have time to kill.
Do you
Unless
wanna
we have
know
anything
more?
else. I don't know. Aren't
Quixia.
you curious? It seems weird. We've never heard of this bitch until now.
V walks in. Who is this bitch?
Who the hell is the Star
Uh-oh.
Mother?
Elden Ring freak her mother and has now got a lord that
Your showers, glintstone shards. Sorry.
I'm all for running around for a little bit longer and kill some time, but I also do wonder if it may serve us well to have someone like myself who won't likely be seen by this person hanging back just in case.
Would nab them or
Information
just
might be
see who
good.
it is.
But what I'm saying
Alright.
is if you guys want to go and do like checking out stuff, I'll do a stealth check and see if it's
It
good
might
enough.
be
Maybe
good
I can
to-
just-
We could
See
also
if-
just fast forward time if we want to.
Well, it's more that like he can hide and ID our contact.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true,
That's
that's
what I'm
true.
hoping
Yeah,
is. I'm not going to engage
That's
with them either
true.
way. I'd like to try to figure out who it is.
Right.
Yeah,
from
yeah,
a
yeah.
Distance if I can.
That seems
Okay.
like a good idea.
That worked.
Go and give me how are you stealthing? Where are you stealthing?
I think if
Just
there's any
gonna
kind of like
sit
shaded
in the rose
area,
bush.
like, this is
Newspaper with
a-
like
this is kinda
eye holes
a
cut in
garden.
it.
This is like a park kind of situation, right?
Yeah, it's not very big.
Sneaking
It's
with a
court-
ski mask.
It's like a courtyard kind of park, so it's not very big. Like only like 100 feet either way. So flower beds, kind of like a walkway around it and whatnot. But it's not super big. But it's enough that you could probably slip away into like the shadowy parts of it, underneath one of the walkways or something.
Carlisle will do that. And
Stealth check
my- Only a 16 on both with advantage. Yikes.
Okay.
Desmond gives you guidance.
I'll raise it to 19, and if Desmond gave me guidance, which of course Desmond did give me guidance,
Of
because
course.
Desmond would give me
Well, here's
guidance.
the question.
Of course.
Very helpful.
Yeah. Okay. He might go with you though. Yeah. Okay. We'll give you guidance. Yeah.
I also can give guidance.
Also true.
Tack gives me guidance, and therefore I don't need the loud
Incredible.
robot man with me.
You got you.
So my 19 becomes a 23.
Okay. 23. You disappear into the darkness, watching over it. What's everyone else do?
Is there a Star Mother Church? If
There is a Temple of the Star
Yeah,
Mother
there is.
in this district.
I'm saying.
Let's go. Let's check
Um,
it out.
Say I
You might
see.
be
Say
able-
I see.
I see.
You might be able to just steal an emerald instead. You know.
It's true.
From a church. It's fine.
Well, anyone got anywhere they'd like to go? While we wait.
Take me to church.
What are the can you give us a list of the shops again? Sorry. We did
Yeah,
the
Yes.
please.
jewelry shop and the magic item shop.
Yeah.
You've got El Exavida,
remaining?
which is the Masquerade shop. Beauty's Droplet, which is a kind of remodel yourself. They do the kind of the altar self for you. Rising Sun's Gleaming Rays reflecting off a full of gemstone and otherwise dreary day, which you've already been to. Jella Ventress Timor, which is the Elven for Crystal Menagerie, a pet shop. Mystical Arcana you've been to. The Reflection, which is a guild of artists, an art gallery. The Many Mirrors Theatre, which is the theatre for acting, and the Temple of the Star Mother. Otherwise, you've got the Orchestra of Wanderers and Glass for the two different inns.
Temple seems good.
Pie message group chat. Joe, don't read it.
Okay.
Don't read it, DM.
Okay.
Okay.
Down. So down.
Yeah, super down.
We're going to the remodel shop, Joe.
The Beauty's Droplet.
Yeah.
Okay. You'd enter into there. You'd see a dwarf. Kind of, she stood behind it. You can see she's got a very slight beard, but it's very fine, almost like This is too British of a reference. I was gonna say Craig David's beard. It's a very
Tanisha.
Very
fine kind of
short.
lined beard that comes around her mouth as well. And Just search Craig David.
put it-
But from
I'll
like
put it in the
90s.
group chat.
Now,
Um,
yes, please.
Craig David's in my head now.
Oh my god.
She's got a very soft beard like that, and then she's got hair that's kind of wrapped around and almost curls around her back. But beautiful, proud. She's got kind of a strong shoulders, and wears almost this kind of almost leathered outfit that almost becomes a dress as it goes down, but wraps only on her left side, really kind of keeping her right leg open. And you can see it's almost designed like a salon of sorts, where you can kind of sit down and remodel yourself, or stand in there's kind of a corner of mirrors with like a curtain that can pull across. A couple of people are being remodeled in there. She kind of is looking at someone. She goes, "Okay, darling, you just need to put your arm out," and like extends the arm slightly, extends her other arm down by your waist. Perfection. And then you can see the person sits away and looks down and goes, "Much better, yes. Thank you very much. Right this way." Nods to all of you, kind of goes up and starts kind of ringing them out, getting the gold, and that person passes out, and she steps around and looks at your crew. "Is there anything I can help you with?"
Yes, how much is it to remodel?
"Oh, entirely?"
Sure.
Do you have something specific you're going for? Would you like me to draft up a look, or...?
Yes, you surprise me.
Surprise you. Very well. For an entire remodeling moment, it would be 30 gold pieces.
Okay.
All right. Who would like to go first?
I'll go first.
Very well.
Yay.
She picks up on the silence.
If you could come with me. Walks over towards the curtain area, pulls the curtain once you're in there. You can see there's a single stool, the mirrors around, and she first brings in this kind of almost like a clothing rack with all different dresses and suits and kind of all these clothing, anywhere from like all different colors, all different shapes and sizes. And she says, "I'll give you 2 minutes. Just strip down and change into one of these, whatever makes you feel comfortable. Don't tell me which one you'd prefer." And wanders out of the curtain. What would be your go-to outfit if you were to just put on something casual, if you were to undo all your armor and take everything off?
I think she would just like feel the different fabric types until there was something like soft.
Yep, there's
And then
linens, there's a velvet,
Just go with that.
Okay, yeah. You could go for a very kind of soft, so something more like a linen than a wool. Okay, yeah, you can find this almost very kind of softer, or almost like a summery kind of very thin fabric. You can kind of push on yourself. Dress, or do you want trousers? Do you want anything?
Just fucking 1D something. She just grabs something.
You asked for this. You grab whatever you can. You put them. Give me a 1d4. It'll be trousers, shorts, dress, skirt.
Hillary Clinton pantsuit.
Shorts.
Hillary Clinton pantsuit is so funny.
4.
4? Yeah, so what did I say? I think I said skirt. So you've kind of put on this like top and then a skirt below. She steps through again once you're done. All right, a few questions about yourself. Is there anything when you look at yourself that you don't enjoy?
No.
Very well. Are there any species that you find yourself more comfortable believing that you wish you were one of them?
Not really, no.
Why did you come here today?
Well, I need a disguise, you see.
Right. Why do you
I'm
need
somewhat
a
easy to
disguise?
identify.
So you wish to look entirely different?
Yes.
What kind of outward appearance are you going for? Foreboding, easily approachable, something unforgettable, or something forgettable? Or are you looking to go for something a little bit sinister, something a bit more gentle on the eyes? Something
I
that
don't
people...
quite know.
All right. What are you trying to hide from?
People who are seeking my original self?
Let's be more specific. If you've got a certain type of enemy, is it assassins? Is it guards? Is it the local nobles that don't like you, or is it perhaps an affair you're having?
Well, I'm a chapter knight, so maybe not a chapter knight. Yes, that's a good criteria. Not a chapter knight.
Would you look like more like a civilian, more like a noble? Would you like to prefer yourself to be more like a profession, perhaps a smith?
I don't really have a preference.
Very well. She steps up to you. Put your arms and legs wide, please.
Okay, she does it.
Starfish.
We're gonna just do it randomize. Could you? Let me see here. 6, 9.
6 and 9 is a funny number.
7. 3.
Job done.
6, 9.
I'll take that roll. Thank you.
Okay. Go ahead. Give me a 1d62.
God damn it. So close.
11.
Okay. Okay. She steps up to you and whisper hands around you, changes it, and you feel your skin turn this like lightish blue, your hair go pure white. She brings your hair up so it becomes more of a bob, and it's kind of hooks in around your just under your ears. She sharpens up your nose, but makes your jaw a bit wider, a bit stockier. But then makes you have almost very tired-looking eyes. She gives you a slight bit more weight as well. So you can see you're a little bit kind of chubbier around your waist, and kind of broader around the legs. And takes on the form of an air genasi. You're probably closer to 6 foot now, a little bit taller. But you have all the features of an air genasi.
Would I see the illusion?
You would see, yeah, when you look down, you can always see this kind of
Yeah.
complete coloration around your body, yeah.
Will
It's
I see it on
transmutation.
everyone else too?
You would be able to, yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, when you
Yeah,
walk
I would
around
be,
here, you
yeah.
can see people's entire appearance. Just kind of built
Yeah.
up of like almost fading powder. She kind of steps in and goes, enough that people would look at you, but they would make their own decisions on what an air genasi might be doing here. A little bit more weight than is common with knights. Perhaps you have found more comfort in the delicacies of the city. I think you could hide quite well here, though I would advise not wearing the armor. That is probably the greatest giveaway.
But I need to wear the armor.
I'm afraid I cannot do anything about that. Nor will it fit at the moment. Not comfortably, at least. You have to suck it in a little bit.
Well, you will have to slim me down to fit in the armor.
You did not make that preference.
Well, I think it was. What am I supposed to do with the armor?
I'll make an alteration then.
Can't carry it. It's plate.
She kind of flicks her fingers around and you thin up a bit and go kind of back to your previous shape. She changed maybe like your traps a little bit, but doesn't change much. She goes, I knew you had a decision, you just did not wish to say it. Very well.
Well, that part was obvious, is all.
Do you find this form acceptable?
Well, if I'm going to stay in my armor, I feel like it's pointless, isn't it, really?
Oh, I've done my part.
I think I'll just go back to normal.
It's insane.
Actually, so fucking funny.
There are no
Insane.
refunds. The process was already...
That's fine.
hurts so much.
30 gold pieces, please.
Maybe keep me blue. That's fun.
She flicks and your hair goes back to normal, your face and everything shape goes back to normal, except you are just slightly blue.
Perfect.
Amazing.
All right.
30 gold pieces, please.
She goes back to the group, putting her helmet on. It's no different because in full armor.
Yeah, you can see like a slight blue tinge. Steps on and goes, next.
To everyone else in this room, it must look like this person is a total hack.
Yeah, right.
I was just gonna say, can you imagine? They come back looking exactly the same.
Looks at everybody else. Who's next?
Does anyone wish?
I won't be partaking. There really isn't a point for me.
No.
Fair.
Oh. Everyone else done.
How much time
so-
did that take?
Probably a good like 20
Probably
minutes
not.
in there.
Probably not
20
a
minutes.
ton with Morgana.
Star
only
Mother
running
Temple!
out being
Star Mother
blue.
Temple!
No one else
He's
wants it.
just chanting.
No.
Okay, so yeah, you pay your
Everyone in
30
the
gold to
temple,
turn very
let's go.
slightly blue. And then if you wanna,
Incredible.
okay, where do you want to go next?
Let's go to the temple.
Going into the temple, okay. Yeah, you can see it's kind of a redefined house. You can see the house itself has kind of been, it's a separated one, so they've got the kind of streets beside, but it looks like it's almost been converted from an old tavern or something. But the actual front of it has been decorated and kind of painted over, especially these kind of pillars that are out the front have been painted in different colors of 6 different gemstones. You've got a diamond colored pillar, an amethyst one, topaz, ruby, emerald, and opal. You'd see stepping up, the doors are kind of open in general. And people are kind of wandering in and out. Some of the priestesses and priests here, each one of them wears in their chin piercings of each of the colors of those gems and kind of very small beads of those colors, all across their chins. All of them clean shaven as well. Even the dwarves that wander here. Not many in general. Inside of the temple itself, you would see in the open, attached to like pedestals, are the 6 gemstones, kind of outwardly. They've got the largest they could of each one. The largest that they have is an amethyst, but they've got smaller ones for other ones, and they kind of cut gemstones on these different pillars. Beneath them, in kind of a circular bowl, you can see where people have thrown gold or silver down into it. Some people pray and wander them. You're 3 on one side, 3 on the other. Stairs at the end of the hall, and a place in which kind of people are kind of sat down talking, almost like one-on-one. There's a priestess who sat down in front of them, all of them at the end, and she's discussing with a few people who are kind of kneeling on pillows ahead of her, talking in kind of soft tones. We have people that are wandering in here, placing a gold coin in whatever gemstone kind of they kind of put faith in. But it's very much an open and kind of walking kind of policy, with a couple of the priests just wandering with their hands tied behind their backs and just kind of observing. A very quiet space for people to come and just self-reflect.
Is there like, I don't know, is there someone that we can talk to that doesn't look like we're
A receptionist.
like
Yeah.
totally interrupting them in their
You
quiet
can talk to priests and
reflection?
priestesses who are wandering around. They're quietly just got their hands kind of like held behind their backs watching. But as you kind of wander into the temple itself properly, you would notice as it kind of gets darker in here, but then gleams of lights above you. And you can see that the ceiling has been enchanted to look like a night sky. And these 2 eyes look down upon you, made of the different gems, kind of all of their colors, kind of shining, the eyes watching everyone in the room. Like watching, like almost like a belt of stars, but made into the shapes of eyes, watching you. 3 on the top of each one, 3 on the bottom of each one, and a singular dot in the center of light.
Okay. I guess we go talk to
One of the priestesses.
Yeah.
Yeah, priestess wanders by, You can see this tiefling who is kind of walks along with a very soft, kind of pale blue skin, wearing this kind of long, nondescript but blue robe that almost looks similar to the color of the skin beneath, and kind of stops and looks up at all of you. Her hair kind of almost this deepish red that kind of stops at her shoulder, but kind of is clearly been cut by scissors of anything kind, not very neatly cut. She looks at all of you and goes, "How can I help you?"
Well, I suppose we would like to find out more about the Star Mother.
Mm.
Of course.
Where does all of this fit in with the sun children and
It does not.
Mm.
Our faith in the Star Mother is something away from the current world's religions, and we often try to avoid interfering too much. We do not wish to bring ire upon her.
Mm.
Ours is one of discovery, of respect upon something which we might never understand, of a message for the future. What is it do you wish to
And
know
what-
about her mother?
what is that message for the future?
Right.
Everyone has their own interpretations. When the mother sent down her children, or vessels, or simply her lost blood, each one of them has been performing their own actions. We have priestesses and priests who watch them at all hours of the day and observe and hope to understand more, but it was 64 years ago. 64 blessings, as others might say, since they first came. And in truth, not much has come from them. However, their coming must mean something. And perhaps it is a simple case of, for people such as myself who are younger than that, and will be long past by the time that anything that their messages need to confer are finally awakened to us. It might take 1,000 years. Perhaps they are beings like elves or dragons. Messengers. But it depends which one you follow.
So there's not a particular point in their future where you think you know something's going to happen at a certain time. This is just the sort of nebulous future in general.
There are theories. Some people believe that we are but a couple of decades or so away from seeing a change in them, depending on how they've been interacting. But it depends which one you study and follow.
Is there any theory that something happens sooner than a couple decades? In the more
there are
immediate
theories about
future?
everything. Our religion is founded upon theories and questions without answers. When the Gem Mother
Science.
sent her people down, she
Mm.
did not come with answers for us. Perhaps because we do not deserve them. Perhaps because we are nothing more than insects in the visions that she has for her children. Perhaps the messages are not even meant for us. But still, they are here. They interfere in nothing. They seem to need nothing. And each one of them performs their own actions, which are impossible to decipher to the degree of answering questions. There is no language to communicate with them.
What is it they do?
It depends on the current one. Currently, there is a large portion of people watching Ruby, for they stare upward pointing at a star distant from ours. And they've been locked in this way for 80 years.
Creep.
Oh.
And where is the ruby one here?
Currently, Ruby Give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm. I'm assuming all the children are just named after various gems then.
Yes.
Ergo, Ruby. Interesting.
Very Steven Universe. I like it.
Yeah.
Who did you ask about? Which one?
Ruby?
Ruby.
Yeah. Is she the only one here? I think you said, right?
No, just where,
Or something.
like, where
Oh,
is
where
it?
is she?
Like, what if
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wanted to go look at it? Because everyone else is just standing there looking
I'm
at it, right? Like,
curious.
where's the biggest ball of twine or whatever, you know?
Ruby landed into Horizon's Rest.
Would that would I have known that there was like a
meteor?
meteor?
I mean,
Yeah.
you haven't been in
Struck?
Horizon's Rest in how long?
True. Well, I mean, I went to the academy and then I left there and I stopped back in Horizon's Rest, but then left and went back and then I went to the Gap. So I didn't.
Yeah.
It's not like I
this
would've
happened
caught up on local
65
gossip.
years ago. So you did.
I would have been in.
I think you would have been in the academy, right?
Yeah.
So there's a potential chance of that. You might have heard about the meteors and whatnot. But I mean, this is a world of magic where that kind of things and major events happen all the time.
How many children are there?
In total, there seems to be, that we know of, we have one of diamond, amethyst, topaz, ruby, emerald, opal, and sapphire. The sapphire is the only
7?
one that did not land upon High Loma.
Where did that land?
The great lands in the south. Which is a name for the larger continent.
They just. Sorry, so the ruby one is just pointing at a star. Do we know? And it's been doing that for the last, 8 blessings, you said?
Well, more likely pointing at a comet of sorts.
Pointing at a comet.
But far, far away from us.
All right.
They each do their own thing. Our religion is one of frustration, if you are someone who seeks answers. We take value in choosing your own outcome, more so than trying to find the truth. It is one where you get to decide what you believe in. But we trust in that they have answers beyond us. It reminds us of our petty differences that matter not in the grand scheme of our many worlds and everything that is connected via the astral and the cosmos in general. It reminds us of how insignificant the very day-to-day occurrences are.
Could you show us the big map really quick?
Yeah.
One at Horizon's Rest. Where else have they landed?
The different ones have landed. Sapphire in the Great Lands. The Amethyst landed in the Gap.
The Gap? Where in the Gap?
Directly in the southern portions of the Gap. Closer to Stable Watch, but out in the middle of the fields. Amethyst landed in the Gap. Diamond landed in Verland. Topaz landed in the Weeping Hills. The Opal landed in Everlight. Emerald in the Strife Lands. Ruby in Horizon's Rest.
So, content to just have questions that may never, ever get answered?
It depends on the day. No, but also yes. That is part of it. It is that yearning need to have an answer is part of all of us. Discovery is something that we all have. Part of our religion is to discover. The idea of the need for discovery is something that might not be needed.
Oh.
Perhaps it is better to never learn an answer.
Andrasa looks
But that is not all.
physically uncomfortable.
Some of our people do follow the gemstones and have a different outlook on it. Believe they will have answers eventually. But as we like to teach here, that it is a waste a folly, to expend everything of yourself searching for something you might never find out, something that was never yours to be answered.
Hmm. You know the person who runs the jewelry shop?
I do.
Is it a teaching of the temple that gems choose you and each gem has a particular meaning?
Not a teaching of the temple, but we have had kind donations from her shop previously. She is a follower of the Star Mother.
Yes.
In her own way. It is often a reflection of the amethyst to be enamored by the gems in general.
Why is that considered a reflection of the amethyst?
Some people, when they do have done pilgrimages to see each of the gems in general, have noticed they're being afflicted by emotion of sorts, or find themselves changing their disposition, their attitude, when you're in their proximity.
What emotions?
It depends. Ruby has aspects of love and romance and passion, but that can also be interfered into violence. Emerald can have deception or greed, but also into elements of understanding and virtue. Diamond can bring with it pride, it can bring with it an ego, but it could also bring with it a self-reflection, a security, a confidence. It all depends. And sometimes it's not always the same. But just being around them is enough to change someone's disposition, if an extended amount of time. Some people do pilgrimages to all of them and report on different feelings. Some believe that these feelings don't even exist. And it is all just a wish for them to do something. Perhaps these creatures are nothing more than golems, elementals. But that is part of the great questions. Again, it serves to the rest of us as a reminder that perhaps every fleeting moment we have is insignificant. For the greater cosmos moves on without us.
Above board. 7 children, 7 deadly sins. But interpreted as the deadly sins or the inverse, which is a more positive interpretation. But the 7 is standing out, the colors are standing out, the emotions are standing out. Just interesting to note.
Good catch.
All the time they've been here, by the way, Carlisle? No one's gone. I mean, a couple of people have walked past and kind of walked through, but no one's gone near the fountain.
Okay. He's just been kicking back. He's comfy.
Is there anything else you like out of the out of this quarter?
I don't think so. I feel like we had a lot of questions answered. It is really interesting, like all the places they landed. It feels with intention. But obviously I don't think we know enough to know the bigger picture.
Right.
Yet. Yeah.
Okay. What would you like to do?
Oh man.
So no one's come by and left a note or fucked with our
Perhaps
rose,
we should
correct?
pick up Carlisle and get some food.
Yeah, how long has it been now? Like an hour?
Yeah, probably about an hour.
You can shock him with how different you look.
Wait, have you guys even seen? I don't think you've seen because I'm still in armor.
I mean, the joke works whether I've seen flecks
Yeah,
of
it's
blue
like
skin or not.
They're like, oh, I didn't think you'd seen it yet.
Wait, did you change anything?
I think just blue skin,
I changed
right?
drastically.
Oh my god.
Okay, yeah, we'll go grab Carlisle.
Okay. You head over to Carlisle. Go ahead and do some perception checks. Unless he reveals himself to you, he's a pretty hidden boy.
23 right now. You got.
Has he got magical items on him?
Special eyes.
I would.
Yes. However,
Still have to perceive it.
Got him.
yeah, you'd still need to find him.
What do you mean?
He can shift away from you. He knows your range.
The question
Okay,
is,
but
at that point,
if I'm within
am
30
I
foot, I
deliberately
just see him,
trying to
correct?
hide from-
Only if you go within 30 feet of him.
If Carlisle sees Morgaine walking within 30 feet of him, he's gonna be like, What are you doing? I thought you were leaving. You coming back?
Wait, has this already happened, or is this an if eventuality?
If
Well,
you're
yeah,
walking
Morgane's
towards
walking
him.
around looking for you.
What are you
Yeah.
doing? What are you?
Are you walking toward him?
Yeah, I'm walking around looking for him.
Yeah, so when you approach into there, if he allows you to come close, which sounds like he does, that's when he was set.
Oh, there you are.
So, you're back quick.
Oh, no, we were gone for ages.
How long was it?
About an hour.
Hour.
About an hour. That's not very long.
We're gonna get-
about hour or so, give or take.
Do you want to get some food?
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna try to catch whoever, or at least see whoever it was. I was gonna come over to the fountain, but nothing's happened, which means either they aren't going to come by anytime soon, or they noticed me hide and have been kind of just kicking back and waiting for me to leave.
Mm.
So, you know what? Sure. How was your little detour?
It was good. Yes,
Get
we
up
went
there.
to a temple for people that have a religion for not knowing what they want to believe in and being
Weird to
sure
make
of
a
nothing.
religion about that, to be honest. A little confusing.
It amazed me that they had a temple. I don't know how, but they did. And check this out. And she's gonna take off her helmet. Exactly the same, but blue.
So,
Completely changed myself.
you got a
Shocking.
little more blue than last time.
Air Ganassi.
Blue.
Yes.
Unrecognizable. Really.
Hard to recognize. She puts the helmet back on.
So was that like that's the magical mirror district, right? You just ended up using the magic that you get just from being in this place. You did it.
Yes.
All right.
30
well,
gold.
But they do it for free. You get to You get to change how you look for free.
Well, yes, but I didn't change it, and then I think to change it after the fact, you have to.
Could you walk out of the district and then walk back in and then change for free?
Wait, you
I
can do that?
I would assume.
I think the
Probably.
purpose of that shop is that it's an expert's eye for beauty, perhaps.
It's not just you choosing. You've got
Yes.
someone else crafting it for you, helping you choose.
Well, that is a very nice artisanal blue you have there.
Yes.
Lunch?
I wouldn't know.
God damn it.
She smirks.
Lunch?
Food?
Carla,
Lunch.
All right.
with your
Yeah.
passive perception, as you're kind of gathered around now, one of the buildings facing into the fountains, the third story up, our window kind of watching very slightly, you can make out the very vague details of Sir Valencia as she's kind of watching out the window, looking at all of you. Hard to tell her expression from this distance, but she's now noticed you because you're part of a group. And she's just
Don't
kind of
look too
staring down.
fast now. But on the third floor of that building over there, I can see Sir Felicia.
Which
Peeking
one of
out
us
the
just
window.
immediately turns to
Now, don't look too quick at them. You're gonna scare
Me?
'em off.
And Desmond for sure.
Yeah,
So it's
Desmond.
Carlisle explaining not to look, and there's two people with no
Yeah.
tact just fucking
Yeah.
staring
Yeah.
at
Where?
that eye.
the table right behind
You
you.
would-
Don't look.
If you look, she would notice she's been seen. Kind of goes,
I think they're signaling for us
What
to
she
go
said.
over there. They also waved, so it'd be polite to wave back, I guess.
We will wait.
they just pull the
And Drassa
curtain.
just kind of like touches her hair.
Oh, the curtain. That's so funny.
Alright, we can get lunch after, I guess.
The back. There's no necessary way into the house on the back, but there seems to be like a manor on this portion because you're in kind of a square that kind of shoots off of the main roads and whatnot. You're seeing the kind of back walls of an adjoined manor. So she's up on the third floor of that manor. You'd have to go back around the front to get to the front door of the manor house. Assuming that's what you're doing, she would wait for you to kind of get to the door, open up the door, and kind of usher you in quickly. Come on, inside. And then quickly close the door behind your group. Pull away the kind of little kind of eye hole and just looks out and closes it. I didn't expect to see you out there. You all right? You see you're in this kind of hallway of quite a tight corridored manor house, but very nice furniture around. You've got kind of a dressing table to the side, a clothes hanger and coat hanger with some nice coats on it and a couple of hats on it, which are very like, you've got a top hat, some broad hats, a staircase that kind of almost spirals up the center. Living space on the to the left and a kind of other rooms to the side. It looks like it's less expensive than Cogsworth House, but still kind of noble in its design. An expensive home to live in the Mirror District in general. Probably would get more for his money outside of this area, but Valencia is kind of in her armor still, but kind of now wrapped around with cloaks to hide it for the most part. And she kind of looks at your group. Our host is upstairs. They wanted to get changed again if they were to see you. Were you waiting for my signal? Or? I mean, I wasn't sure if you were going to make it or not.
Well, wait around for a little bit, but it's a good thing that you peeked out the window.
You
We
didn't
went to
find my
get
note.
lunch.
I left a note attached to the bottom of the fountain.
Oh, when did you leave that?
Oh, when I came in here and placed the rose. Mr. Eckentree was
The
the
only
one that
person
found
who would have gone underneath the fountain would have been the person that is blind and wouldn't have seen.
Incredible. I love that so much.
God damn it.
So, No, I guess
We
missed
we
it.
didn't see any node.
Well,
Wait, what did the note say? Just come over here.
it would have said 13 Bramble Way. This is this house residence. When Mr. Eckentry was waiting for me, similarly up the window, I was waiting here. He'd been watching that for the past while. He sits there most days. Though I'm still stumped about what I'm going to be doing next in regards to this, so I'm happy you're here, Sir Morgaine. It is probably best you speak with him. I'm going to keep watching on the door, make sure you weren't followed. He is upstairs, the second floor. You'll see his dressing room is divided by a curtain. If you would like to sit on the side closest to the stairs, he'd probably prefer that. Yeah, you go.
No, go ahead. Sorry. Mind.
Morgaine,
Yeah.
roll a
Okay.
wisdom check to see if you know the name.
Just a check.
Yeah, just it's kind of like a memory check. Almost gonna put that as a skill, just because it's
19.
19. You would have heard of Eckentry. Darian Eckentry was once a member of the Vault. With a 19, probably before your time. How long has Morgaine been a Vault Warden, would you say?
20 years.
Yeah, so probably just as you were coming in, they were going out. They were being released at this kind of same time, and you would have probably known them as maybe one of the studies for someone that is becoming a Vault Warden. Kind of, you could have studied previous members of the Vault, the Dread Vault in general. Darian Eckentry was imprisoned because he was distributing a forbidden flower known as the Shade of the Dragon Lily, under the guise of the Founders Guild. Which is a kind of a false guild that he was using to pretend to sell plots of land in undiscovered areas. But the Shade of the Dragon Lily is a hallucinogenic flower, and no matter what climate you're in, it could counter the climate. So it's good for survival, and it also kind of lets the person hallucinate a little bit, hallucinate. But it needs to be extracted in a very particular way and in the right conditions. In the wild, it often houses shade mites, which are kind of known to cause mass necrosis in one's body if you ingest it. He bought cheap supply, caused an outbreak of necrosis, and that needs to be treated quickly or the consumer becomes a minor zombie. And because he caused a bunch of zombies to basically pop up from selling a cheap amount, the Dread Vault got hold of him, and he was released 2 decades ago. So this happened a while ago, probably 3 decades ago or so. He probably spent a good 10 years of his life inside of the Dread Vault, which is weird. That now he's got enough money to kind of afford a manor house and he lives out here. You probably not have heard of him since then. Probably just an example story of someone that was once previously part of the Vault. Sir Leeches just says, "Okay, I'll keep watch up here. Mr. Eckentry is upstairs. He's behind a veil, though. He likes to get changed and be mysterious, but he is our contact here that has informed us of the recent disappearances and some things that have been going down. I told him to expect at least you. I said you might have some accomplices with you. I didn't really tell him how many, though."
Understood.
Okay.
Do you want us with you, Morgaine?
I don't see why not. Been privy to everything thus far.
You could wander up the stairs. And in this kind of side room on the second floor, kind of quite tight corridors here as well, just like kind of a broom closet and whatnot up here, is this like a larger room that probably would be used as like a billiards or like an entertainment room, but he's used it as a full dressing room. You've got all of these kind of masquerade outfits up on kind of mannequins all around the room, and across the center of them is a thinly veiled curtain of like a violet color, You can very slightly see through it, but it kind of creates almost this silhouetted kind of style on the other side. It's currently closed with both the curtains pulled across. You can see there's more mannequins behind there. There's clearly mirrors behind there. This is this kind of broad dressing room. It smells perfumed in here. It smells kind of almost overly perfumed in here. There's a lot of fragrances out there to the point where it's pungent in the air. And you can see all these different outfits which have kind of been tossed over chairs, and like he almost has gone through a dozen outfits since you guys have arrived. He would hear you kind of step into the room. Say, 1 minute, my friends, 1 minute. Oh dear, I don't particularly have an outfit. It wasn't ready for you to arrive today. If you don't mind just giving me a moment. Please go introduce yourselves.
Well, I'm Carlisle Davenport. Nice to meet you.
Charming. Are you one of the Vault Wardens as well?
No.
Oh, you're one of the friends.
Yeah, I'm one of the friends.
Yes. Hello, I'm the Vault Warden. These are my trusted companions.
Are you a sir?
Yes.
Oh, right. Okay, good. I didn't want them to send an apprentice. I told them it was very important when I sent the letter, you know. Do you think a burgundy would suit me well today? What is the weather like outside?
What is the weather like outside?
It's warm because you are kind of I believe like at the end of summer it's starting to die down a little bit, so it's starting to become a little bit more windy, and the nights are kind of the days are no longer as long, but it's still a nice day outside. It's sunny, clear skies.
It's humid, warm.
Very well. All right. Just give me
Maybe
one
a
moment.
blue.
Blue?
Yes.
Ugh. No. Not with new visitors.
My game was about to remove her helmet when he says no. She like lowers her.
That's so good.
Morgane's just so excited to use this goof for a while.
Exactly.
Never introduce yourself
Not
to new
anymore.
people in blue. Ooh. A fading orange, which represents the season. Yes, all right. And you can hear like the raps going around. And then
While he's getting changed, Morgane's gonna dispel magic. So
okay, yeah, the blue fades.
Aww.
You see a hand quickly reach through the curtain and grab one of the masks and place this kind of masquerade mask. You can see in kind of the silhouette of them place the masquerade over their heads.
Well, there's the hand.
And then sorry?
So what color is the hand?
Wearing a glove.
Would it go?
You'd see it's kind of wearing like a almost like a linen glove, like a red one. And then pulls a stool over and sits behind the curtain, silhouetted towards you and goes, all right. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Morgane bows ahead. Likewise.
Fantastic. I'm glad you
I
brought
must
some
admit,
friends.
the tales I've heard of you are
Yes?
somewhat different.
What did you hear of me? Nothing bad, I hope. I hope that nasty little dreadbolt of yours doesn't speak ill of me now. I mean, I've done so much for them, haven't I?
We do keep records, yes.
Well, yes, but ever since I became an informant, surely those records should die off into the distant history, right? No?
Well, I didn't actually know you were an informant because if everyone knew about an informant, they wouldn't be a very good one.
Right. That makes sense.
But
well,
now I do.
That's good. I mean, you would if I did not tell you, you would have found out within moments anyway. Well, of course, I've been informing for the Dreadfort and helping them out in any way I can, and I'm happy to do so for decades now too. In fact, but it's good to have you.
Insight check.
We can do if you like.
I'm gonna do one. Is he happy? I'm bad at him, but I'm doing it anyway.
You insight checking his happiness?
Yeah, like, is he actually happy to be working for the 17?
29.
29.
Are they
Oh, you
happy?
get the full elements of it. You can see this is a case of like, the 17 would show you that he's clearly kind of got a little bit of nerves to him, and he's clearly, you know, this is not someone that he likes to deal with often. For you, Kala, you can almost hear the very quivering in his voice. He dreads calling upon the Dreadful. He does not like the idea of talking to the Vault Wardens. In his mind, being an informant meant I get to be left alone for the majority of my life, and occasionally I might help them, but anytime he actually has to help them, he's kind of incredibly nervous to do
Makes sense.
so. But he doesn't reveal himself to you. He just says, he sits behind and goes, right. Did Sir Valencia tell you everything? I told them not to tell you everything, because if they got the details wrong, you might be back, and then I might be blamed for that. But I would like to inform you from the get-go of what I know and what I've seen personally. Is that okay?
Please proceed.
Very well. See, people have been going missing. Some friends of mine, some others that I know of, a few at least. There have been disappearances at a certain party.
Pool party? Question mark?
The parties have been known as the ceremonies among the noble kind. Very exclusive to who you know. I mean, I've been
Would any of
to.
us
Sorry,
know
what
about or have been to them?
No. This
What were they
does
called?
not ring a bell. The
The
ceremonies.
ceremonies.
This does not ring a bell.
Interesting. It's the upper echelon.
I've been to nearly every masquerade there was. Unfortunately, this one took me quite a while to get invited to, but I am invited. Though I chickened out, I was a little nervous, see. And, well, one of my friends went missing at one. I was invited via them, and they did not come back out. The strange thing about this is that 3 people I know of that have gone missing were all changelings. Not sure if that has anything to do with it, but just thought it was rather suspicious. You know? I've been invited to the next one, and it is coming up in a couple of days or so. They have them every couple of weeks at the moment, and it's flower themed. You have to buy a flower themed mask. Name yourself after a certain flower, whatever flower you go for. But I feel like there is something very secretive about these, because they do not happen in great halls. They don't happen in great ballrooms. Sorry. They, in fact,
Bless you.
thank you. They happen in, well, like very small areas. And I don't really understand it. I don't know if it's built underground or, but the buildings they're going to can't be more than, you know, enough for a room and a kitchen and a bedroom. I don't understand. But many of them, you went to go under a guise, hide yourself, slip in, give a password, all that sort of thing. I don't really know how it all works.
How long have these ceremonies been going? Years?
No, much less time. This would be the 3rd one coming up. Maybe 4th. 4th that I know of, I would say. So,
And people have potentially gone missing at all of them?
I think so. I know at least 3. 3 of I know. One was a friend of mine. 2 others I know of. At least the suspicious thing is that this is as if no one is looking for them, though. I don't understand. You see, but I've done my job as an informant. I saw the one who matched the description that I was given, and that is when they finally took it seriously. I reported it from the first one, you know, when my friend went missing. There's been 2 more since then, but when I described this Kyo, Kikion, whatever the sort. The tiefling with the marbled face, the one with the stoned face.
Oh.
Here.
Kios.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I saw him enter into it. And that is when the vault started taking things seriously, sent you. However, there is a slight issue with getting into these parties. Well, see, you could try yourselves at trying to get an invitation. There's always a method. Perhaps you could coerce them or something. But or you could steal. I know the location of some people, some nasty sorts that deserve it, that have invitations themselves. Perhaps you could steal those and go into their guise. You could accompany me, but it would require you to do something for me.
Like what?
I was recently robbed. And my mask was taken from me. If you could get it back, I can journey with you, but I am not leaving this place without it.
Well, do you know who took the mask
Oh, yes.
then?
Can you not get a different mask?
It's not quite like that. I have a unfortunate complexion.
Who stole your mask?
The nasty hilly, known as Burry the Bully. He's located between
they-
the...
Known as what?
In
Barry.
the general area.
Not too far. He robbed me on the streets, you see. I was trying to get myself, well, you know, just doing a little shopping. But yes, between the Miller District and Painted Alleys, you had to find him. He has a street alongside a canal.
I'll definitely feel a lot better about righting someone else's wrong than stealing what someone else, already has.
And it would do.
So-
He deserves it. But don't say I sent you, of course. Huh?
Sorry. So it's quite hard to get an invitation, but 6 of us can just tag along with you if you've got one.
That is how it works if you want to bring along guests. I mean, not necessarily. I don't know what the rules on +1s are, but my friend was one of the +2s. I was a +2, if you will. So I'm sure I'll be able to talk my way into having a +6. I know people, you see. Besides, I could probably buy one, I suppose.
And when is this next?
2 days
Party?
from now.
Oh, 2 days from now.
Or
All
two-
right.
2 nights, technically. It happens deep into the night.
What are the names of your friends that have gone missing?
The one friend in particular was Lord Cartwell. He didn't live too far from here. He was a kind man. One of the few people that doesn't allow his body to be altered. A changeling through and through, you see. But a changeling that I've never seen even once change form. So fond of his pale complexion, his dull eyes. Beautiful, though. He was the first one to go missing. The other I knew of was a knight, Sir Guile. I believe he came from Crownheart Hall. The third, I'm not too sure of their name, but I do believe that they came from the Three Candles, all the way down in Everlight. A lesser lord, a cousin of a lord of sorts, but nobility. And nobility should not be harmed, you know. It's not right.
Joe, did I know Sir Guile? Or know of them?
Yeah, you probably would have known of them. Maybe not met them. A lesser knight, probably only recently knighted. No one of like utmost importance. You'd have a lot of kind of lesser knights that come through and kind of just like a band together and they go off on their own little thing. So not something that necessarily would have been invited into the main halls. Probably politely on some birthdays or some festivals, being at like the end tables. Not something you necessarily probably politely met them a couple of times and they would have bowed to you. But quiet, soldier type, but very kind of stoic. But didn't seem unpleasant.
How did you first hear of these parties?
My friend.
How does word get round from your friend?
Yes. Lady Erdwell of House Mollet.
Lady Erdwell.
She was the first to invite. She has not invited me since. She said, you have one chance to come and one alone. And I said, of course. But then I backed out last moment. It just didn't feel right. I didn't feel dressed up enough.
What house is she from?
Mollet. Mollit. Which is the House of Resilience.
And do you know how Lady Erdwell knew of the parties?
No. A lot of the time Masquerade balls you're invited to just because you meet certain people and you create certain connections. Sure. And she came to myself, my friend, and said, would you like to come to another one? Far more exclusive. Far more delicate.
That was it. It was all the information you had.
What do you mean? This is quite a bit, isn't it?
Sure, I suppose.
But I've given everything I can to the vault. I'm doing my best as an informant. I've gotten close.
No. That's... Of course, if someone says, would you like to go to an exclusive party? You would say, yes, I'd like to go an exclusive party. Do people go to the parties more than once?
These ones?
Do you know?
Yes.
Yes.
In fact, the person I was going to ask you to steal off of was Lady Erdwell, for she has 3 invitations herself. Her home is not too far from here. I was going to have you rob her, one of her friends, nasty sort called Adina, and also this horrible knight who can't stand him, called Malian Tall. That would have been a right thing to do, I would say, stealing off them. She has gone to every single one, I believe.
What does she do? What is her... Sorry, not what does she do, because she's a noble, but I mean, what is her... Does she do philanthropy? Does she sort of...
She goes to parties.
Do anything in the city? That's all she does, go to parties. That's her interest,
and goes to parties and enjoys the... the frivolous life of spending her house's family gold. And, of course, the gossip that comes with spending said gold.
Sure.
You have reason to believe that she or any of the people that she keeps close to her can use magic?
Absolutely not. I mean, the only magic she has ever heard of is the auto self spell, which is consistently under. Because I, for one, know that she has this nasty jawline that she tries to hide up.
He's a bit of a gossip, isn't he?
So Lady Erdwell's been to all of the parties.
All the ones so far, yes.
Right.
Wait, Joe, I have a question.
Yep.
Is he using a thing right now?
Right now, no.
Alter self.
No, okay.
He's just behind the thing.
But we can't see him, and he refuses to leave without his mask, so something's definitely up.
He is hiding behind the
glove on his
glass
hand right now.
Bro is a zombie.
Yeah, he's got the necrosis for sure.
Yeah, from those flowers, those lilies. Shade of dragon lily.
What is House Mollet's position in Marigold?
Oh, none.
They're quite influential.
They come from the Everlight,
right.
and you know how it is always proper to treat those from the Everlight with such grace.
It is.
which is rather
No matter
nasty
who they
bitch
are,
herself.
right?
So. Yes. Well, however you wish to go about it. I mean, even if you could get my mask for me, it would be delightful. And then I could take you shopping, of course. My treat.
So get the mask back. It's in the hands of a hilly
Yes. Awful sorts.
nearby.
Have you dealt with them?
No.
No.
One of the Rafa gangs here in the city.
Is there anything we should know about them before we get your mask back?
Don't underestimate them. They're made up of majoritively halflings. They are sort of old families that were first here before the city was ever built, really. The hills that Marigold is built upon is what they call their birthright, the Hillies, as they so aptly name themselves. They have a lot of contacts in the city. They have a lot of friends in the city. And they've bought out quite a few of the politicians, or at least blackmailed them with whatever they find. So they are rather sneaky. You want to know about gossip, go to the criminal gangs, I tell you that. They speak more than the nobles do. Ruffians, though.
Sorry,
What?
Sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, was it already asked why they would want your mask?
Oh, I don't believe it was particularly a targeted attack, though they did try to kill me afterwards when they saw me.
Oh.
But I think they might have just seen me wandering around with my mask on and assumed I was nobility, of course. And of course, I was wearing lovely.
So it was a chance meeting and not.
I presume so. I mean, I was buying certain flowers or so. Perhaps
Oh,
some
what kind of
powders.
flowers?
Well, it was more of a powder, you see.
Oh.
A drug to keep me. It is harder to become intoxicated nowadays. So perhaps
Oh, that seems quite useful for a party where people are going missing. What should we, if we want to buy some, what should
Definitely
we
a
ask
zombie.
for?
What the hell?
He's definitely a zombie because of the necrosis from the shade mites.
What powder is that? So we can ask for some. Seems like it would
Well,
come in
on
handy.
the local streets just called it pixie dust. Some sort of
Pixie
fey.
dust.
Yes, it is a fey drug of sorts. It makes you see all sorts of colours. It's wonderful. The good thing is
Alright.
it works on all manner of people.
What does your mask look like? So we know, what if they've stolen quite a few masks and we don't know which one it is?
One of the delicate things about it. It can shape. It shapes itself. Depending on who is wearing it at the time and the mood you're in. In its dull form, though, it looks nothing more than a wooden mask. Kind of a very blackened wood, like burnt wood. But upon me, it looks divine.
Of course.
And if you have to kill them, of course, best to hide the bodies. Don't want the hillies coming after you. You won't have to dig a very big hole, though.
Indeed.
Yes.
Joe?
Yeah.
Would I, aside from like True Sight, would I know of any other way that a person might pick out a changeling specifically?
No. Nothing that is like as obvious as that. There are ways to break someone's form, such as like moonbeam and whatnot, which can mess with shape changes in general.
There's actually there is one. I mean, bards can learn locate creature.
That's
stuff
also
like
true.
that, technically.
Yeah. If you can search for a particular creature like that, it's also a good way to do so. But it's not really as yeah, exactly. It's probably the closest way to do so. If you gather my mask back, though, I can buy us clothing from Alex Cavida. Dresses the flowers. I'll take you to the party, and then you solve the whole going missing solution, and then the dreadful leaves me alone for a while, and I get to look divine in front of Lady Ordwell.
That sounds quite good question. When we go to purchase clothing for the party, do they know what other people... I don't want to go to the same flower as someone else. Would they know
Oh no, that is part of
what
it.
other people are?
A big part of these
Going,
parties is so many people decide to choose a flower that is unique to them, but they might go and find someone else also wearing the flower. But someone might have a better version of that flower. You never know. It is part of it. It is the game we play here in Marigold. Constantly at each other's throats. We are. Personally, I was going to go as a strangled kelp.
Oh.
And wrap
What's
it
that?
around. It grows by the river, and it is known to strangle little creatures that go past it, fish and whatnot. It's a carnivorous plant, you see. And I was going to wrap it round, almost like a bandage across my face. So it would go beautiful as it kind of drapes down like a scarf.
Hmm.
Oh. A bandage
quite
across your
creative.
entire face.
Appreciate it. The vast majority of it, yes.
You do not wish to show your face. Even now you hide. You want us to retrieve a mask. And you will go as a flower that bandages your appearance.
Very astute. Next question.
I do not judge you.
In the Mirror District? My dear, 2 steps out of my house, I've been judged by half the city. In truth, they don't know of my affliction. No one does. That is the purpose of my mask. It allows me to... It is magical of sorts. It allows me to change my outlook, as other alternative magics do not work on me. Which is the one undergoing the city currently.
As long as you are comfortable, I see no issue.
Never am I comfortable. But if I perceive it as comfortable, that is all that matters. What are we if not beautiful in the eyes of others, eh?
Oh boy, this guy needs to go to therapy.
But do keep me in mind if whatever you plan to do, let me know.
Where did you say the Hillies were? An alley or?
No, it's beside a canal. It is at alleyways, but it's beside the canal that it spreads from the Mirror District into the painted alleys. In the Droplet
And
Canal.
do you have a general head count of how many Hillies we may be running into trying to get your mask back?
Buddy's crew's about 8 or 9 of them, at least, I would say. They robbed me with 4, but I've seen him with many more of this. The Hillies themselves, you're probably talking closer to a couple hundred in the city, but they are spread about and they have their own little divisions, so, you know.
Right. Do you know, sorry, I just thought of this. Do you know about how many people generally attend these parties?
These particular ones, I'm not too sure. At least...
All right.
Oh.
I know you said they were smaller
They are smaller gatherings.
locations.
Well, no, this is the thing. They're very small locations. As in, they're not in halls at all.
Right.
I don't know if they take place underground, but it's as if they go into a shed to go for a party. It's unheard of.
Do they enter in Marigold itself?
Yes.
Do you know
very
where
confusing.
what the entry points have been so far?
I'd be able to tell you a couple, yes. There's a small abandoned shop not too far away that shut down. There's a beautiful bakery, but they could not keep up with the upcoast costs of the last few years here. Another one of them wasn't terribly far away either. It was an old abandoned tavern, but usually shops which have kind of gone out of business for the most part, or anything that they could kind of get some privacy in.
Interesting.
Well, is there anything else I could help you with? Perhaps this is if you catch this Kion Kurgul, you will be able to Kios. Perhaps after you catch him, that is our agreement done. Maybe I'm free not to check in. Would be fantastic if you could tell the vault that. You know, it has been 2 decades now, and that's a big catch, it seems.
Well, let's finish this in a way that everyone finds successful.
Absolutely.
I agree.
All right. You see kind of a little peer through the curtains. And you can see the mask is kind of on his face, covering up most of it. You definitely notice, as you aptly were right, a little necrosis around his eye. He looks at you almost like a Phantom of the Opera mask, and looks and goes, Oh, and the armor won't do, by the way. Not when we're in the ball itself. Pulls the curtain aside. You have to look the part. Unless, of course, you want to go in there swords slashing and killing willy-nilly.
Is there
Half the occupants probably deserve it.
Is there a ban on weaponry then? Or
Most of them do.
all right, duly noted.
We have to dress up.
So, like, asking a knight to wear armor before going to war as if it is an odd occurrence. Of course you dress up.
Like fancy.
Yes, that is the armor of nobility.
Mm.
And kind of like peers again and looks at UV. And only feel like one of goes, perhaps clean up that hair of yours. See a barber first. I know someone, by the way. They do a delightful furball cut. I'm sure they could work on you. That's
Just
everything.
glares.
I need a drawing
good.
of what a furball cut looks like too.
Me too. Oh.
It's like this world's version of a wolf cut.
Yeah. Totally.
I'll wait here.
How much will it cost?
Oh, that would be on me, darling.
He said he's buying.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh my god, we get to dress up.
Me
Let's
straightens
go.
up like, oh, never mind. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Good luck with the Hillies, of course, if you're taking that route. Again, do not mention my name, please.
You won't.
You hear that spraying of perfume. You're still here?
Heading out
Oh,
right now.
we'll
Oh, right,
leave.
okay, yeah. And he slips back into to dressing up again.
I
Severally
know he
kind
stinks so bad.
of-
I know he's stinky. Sam, you're muted.
It's got that
What do you
corpse stank, dude.
Yeah,
Boy.
dude. Stinky.
And with you guys having met with him, your introduction to these ceremonies, these balls happening, and your stages of getting there, and whatever happens at these parties, a mystery for another time, because we should probably end there as we're approaching the 3.5 hour mark, and I didn't give us a break, so I apologize for that, because I forgot to do it earlier. But thank you, everyone, for playing. We'll finish up there and allow you guys to kind of pursue this next time.
Yay.
Follow the roads of chaos and get closer to that. But yeah, thank you everyone for playing as per usual. We'll go around, we'll do some shout outs, and we'll be back for the next episode, I think next week, unless there's any Conflictions, I think not until July, right? So let's.
Next week is July.
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
it
right.
is July,
You're right.
it's
You're
true.
absolutely right. Yeah, I'm totally wrong.
Ow, Pip.
Ow, the fool me. Let's start with OG. Go around that way.
Hi,
How's the dog?
Yeah. So she woke up from her nap. Things are great.
Couldn't
She's
tell.
doing awesome. She's super excited that the episode is over, and we're gonna go for a walk in a second. Dude, chill. Yeah. Ow, that's me.
Bree.
You said the word. You said the word. You fucked up.
I
Wait, which
know.
word? Oh, walk.
Walk.
Okay, yeah. You did say walkies.
Oh,
She's
yeah,
too jazzed. She didn't even notice. She didn't even react to it.
Damn.
Dude, chill out.
Breebon.
Hello, I'm Breebun. You can find me at Breebun on Twitch and pretty much everywhere. I don't think I can game for a while with my hand the way it is. I really wanted to do another.
buddy.
I know. I'm lucky I finished Shadow of the Erd Tree last week. so-
Yeah.
Is it your right hand?
It's my left. So, but when you hold a controller, obviously it's not.
Yeah,
You gotta play
it must
like
be like
point and clicks and
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
it must be like point and click mystery
That's
games
what I
and
was
stuff you
thinking
can
too.
play.
I'll revert
Yeah.
back to Nancy Drew, point and click mystery games. So
Nice.
Or like Balatro or
I
something.
was just
right?
gonna say you can do
Ah, there
Balatro
you
with
go.
one hand.
Or you do
I all the time when
the
the dog is a
replay
jerk.
Elden Ring as a one-hand challenge, you know?
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Tomorrow.
You better fucking hope that SAG-AFTRA never covers anyone in this fucking group with the way you don't even give us breaks in the middle of our day. Okay. You better hope the unions don't fucking catch
Get
wind.
his
to
ass.
the fucking
Oh,
way
shit.
this
Get
is
him.
treating us,
Get
guys.
him.
All right.
Please don't unionize, guys, okay? I'm
my
going to be
picket sign.
in a really
Holding
bad
it.
position.
Here's our list of demands. It's just magical items.
Sam.
Hi, I'm Sam.
Oh my god.
Or stripping, because apparently my branding's all over the shop. According to Tamara and Joe. But that's me.
No, it's true.
Thanks. Sorry for stepping away so much. Our puppy is being a fucking
No, I
bitch
get it.
tonight.
I get it.
Get it?
Fist bump of solidarity.
Nice.
Oh
I
yeah.
like let her outside, and Brett was like, "Do you want the lead?" And I was like, "No, I hope she gets eaten by wolves.
It's at that point.
I hope she gets."
There was a
humbled
snake
by,
on my
like, the fucking
patio, and I
badger
was
that
like,
comes back.
take her. Just take her. Here, the snake was like
Understandable.
only this big, but I was like, please.
That's so funny.
Dodger.
Hi, I'm Dodger. I'm glad my puppy was not eaten by wolves tonight.
We don't even have wolves in England, guys.
Yeah.
To be fair, I don't know what
to
you guys
the
have got on your
zoo
farm
where There
nowadays.
is a wolf.
I wouldn't be
That's
surprised.
so true.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
Our
surprised.
pet wolf
Yeah, yeah.
is eating her alive. Yeah. Hi. I don't know what I'm doing this week, but I'm a mushroom during the week and I play games, so it's a good time. Bree, in this time of trouble, in this time of strife, when you need to just click stuff,
Yeah.
might I suggest a day where you just buy a bunch of the I commissioned some bees games?
Ooh, what is that?
It's
I gotta
literally.
look
Don't get too excited. It's literally a series of like, I want to say 20 games where somebody just commissioned a bunch of artists to make hidden object games where they hide.
They're really
bees all over the
cute.
place.
I've seen you
That's
play them. They're really
perfect.
cute.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
so
does
they're
sound
all
good.
different art styles. It's all different
That's actually
artists.
Perfect.
It's cute.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Super cute. Perfect suggestion.
So there we go. I'm gonna sleep after this very test.
There's Patreon. There's YouTube if you want to go back and watch the episodes and whatnot. There'll be. I've still got to do another recap episode at some point, but you can see it all there. Otherwise, you can find me on this channel. And I don't really know what I'm doing either this week. I think more Baldur's Gate 3 roguelike will be mixed in, but also maybe some Wild RP. They just had a big old update that I know might be pretty good. But otherwise, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everyone for playing, most importantly. And we'll be back for episode 33 next week. So see you guys then. Catch you there. Bye-bye.
Bye.